We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why did you spill your beans?
Welcome back to the motherfucking Film Scoop. We scoop film.
Get fucking ready!
I've got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Bonesaw is ready.
Give me rent.
You gonna put your neck on the line for this guy, Jim?
You're gonna put your neck on the line for this scumbag, Jim?
I can't get my voice to be that fucked up.
I've got you on assaulting an officer.
I wish I could get my voice to sound that fucked up, but that guy's got it down. Oh, God, he's got the damn...
I need to get a Gordon impression down. Because he has that, like, goofy, like, 50s cop accent. Do you know what I'm... In the Batman?
I'm trying to... The big one I can think of is the... You're gonna punch me in the face.
You punch me in the face.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Falcone's the rat. That shit.
I gotta a lotta.
Open your eyes! That's that shit right there.
Oh, God. Don't get me started, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hard as a rock. Yeah. Washington Monument in my pants. But yeah, we're back, fellas. We're a day late. Wasn't feeling good yesterday. And now I'm feeling good.
And you popped a couple Midol, back to normal.
I don't know what that is, but yeah. Whatever that is, sure.
I think so. Some of the guys, a few of the guys will probably know what it is.
Okay. All right, I'll take your word. It's probably something that makes me look cool. So
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Tell people about it.
Yeah, we're back, day late. And if you guys didn't watch it, we... without Carl, because he was snoozing, I recorded a bonus scoop with the boys about Penguin Episode 1.
Hell yeah.
So that's up, and go check it out. That was fun. We're not going to do it for every episode, just because we won't have a lot to say, like, every week. It was more so just like a first impressions type thing. And then we may do another one when the finale drops. But yeah, that was fun, so... If you didn't watch that, go check it out. That was with Alan and Ben and Alex, the homies.
Hell yeah.
And this week we're gonna go through our normal shenanigans, and then we're talking about The Substance.
Hang on, I gotta get it ready. The Substance.
You trying to do the voice from the movie?
Yeah, his voice is so... Would you like to end the experience?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. That's pretty good. Some news first. We completely forgot somehow last episode to talk about our experience at the Hans Zimmer concert.
Oh my God.
Like, I was excited to talk about it, and then we just didn't... I didn't put it in my notes, so I forgot to bring it up. Yeah. But we saw Hans Zimmer in concert, and it was the best shit of all time.
Dude, let me set the stage for you guys.
Set the stage.
I was a bit of a concert bug recently, dude. I was kind of popping off with concerts. I went and saw Zach Bryan live. I went and saw Co Wetzel live. If you know who those people are, pretty sick.
Probably not a lot of people that listen
probably
to this.
Nobody knows who that is. But anyway, really, really cool guys. And Hans Zimmer. And like those other two guys are like some of my favorite musicians. Hans Zimmer is my favorite concert that I went to.
You know, I couldn't, like, we both agreed to go to the Hans Zimmer concert, but I couldn't tell if you were just going because you knew I wanted to go, or if you actually, like, really wanted to go and were excited about it.
No, I wanted to go.
It is kind of like an odd thing. It's not a normal concert. It's not like going to see, like, a rapper or a country artist, or, you know, where they have songs you, like, sing along with and people, you know, get up and jump around, like... It's sort of an odd thing. Like, if you go to a coworker and you're like, yeah, I went to a Hans Zimmer concert, and they're like, well, what's that mean? And you're like, well, he does, like, orchestral music for movies.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, so you're weird. So you're a weird guy.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Told
I get
people, and there was a lot of questions immediately.
Yeah. I didn't tell anyone it worked.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I don't talk to people.
I thought it was cool. I told people.
I'm not embarrassed to say I went to a Hans Zimmer concert. I just don't talk to people at work.
Yeah. But no, I was nervous. I was like, dude, like, am I supposed to be wearing a suit? Do I dress up nice? What the fuck's going on?
Do I dress up like Batman?
Yeah. Like, I see Hans Zimmer. Obviously, he's a professional. He's always wearing, like, nice stuff. I'm like, I'm going to go see this guy, like an actual conductor, like, composer.
Yeah.
Doing music with a actual, like, orchestra band. That seems like fine dining and breathing to me.
There's no I don't think you can go to a concert where you're supposed to dress up. And if you if you are supposed to dress up, I want no part of it. Yeah. That's not my kind of concert.
But the tone of it was so chill compared to everything else.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is fun to have, like, singing along and, like, people getting excited about stuff, but, like, there was none of that. I know, like, when I went to go see Wetzel, people were singing along. Everyone stood up for, like, the entire run of, like, Treaty Oak Revival, who opened for him. Mm-hmm. I couldn't see fucking shit. I was forced
That's
to
another
stand.
issue I have with concerts.
Yeah, I had to stand because other people decided to stand, and I was like, dude.
It's a domino effect. Like, one person stands up, now everyone in the fucking venue has to stand up.
Yeah, that's what happened. And I was like, I
paid for a seat so I could sit.
Exactly.
For this hours-long concert.
Yeah.
Not stand like an idiot.
The dogs were barking by the end of the concert, for sure.
Concerts can be more fun if there's, like, traditional songs with words that you know and you sing out, but there's also a lot of fuck shit that can happen at concerts like that. Like, people standing up, and now you have to stand up the whole time. And there is something, like, you know, when you pay $150 to see Hans Zimmer, you're going for Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
You want to hear Hans Zimmer play the music. So when you go to that concert, there's no singing along. There's no anything. It's dead. All the audience is dead silent, and they're just listening to Hans. Yeah. And that's much different than going to a traditional artist when everyone's drunk and singing words and, like, you know, people. You know how artists will bring fans on stage sometimes and, like, sing songs with them? Yeah. And it's like a lot of comments on videos like that are, you know, I paid money to see Zach Bryan, not drunk guy. Like, drunk guy at a Zach Bryan concert. Like, I don't really care to see that. Yeah. So all that stuff's, you know, not present. Like, there's no annoying people next to you that are too loud and that are screaming in your ear. You're just sitting there fucking chilling, eating barbecue nachos, listening to Hans.
Hell yeah. No, it was so much more chill, and the production of it was so awesome, dude. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't anything, like, complicated. Like, he didn't have, like, pyrotechnics or anything nuts. Like, it was, like,
there was some stuff that impressed me, though.
Yeah, dude. He did, I think it was the cornfield chase, and he lit the stage up in, like,
that's what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I think he, like, put some smoke in the air. So then when he put the light, like, when he shone the lights down, it looked like how it does in the movie. Yeah. With the gravity and the dust and everything. Yeah. And it's, like, a really cool effect. And then for one song, he had, like, the lady on the rope that was, like, dancing.
Yeah, dude, I recorded.
I was like, she's gonna die. Like, she's about to fall. Dude, like, that is terrifying.
She was, at one point, she's just holding herself up with a ribbon, with, like, just her arm. I was like, dude, I can barely do a push-up. Yeah. I sure as hell can't do a pull-up, and you're holding yourself up with your arm.
Yeah, and they had, like, a screen with not clips of the movie, but, like, clips that are, like, similar to the movie.
Like, themed after the
movie. Like, when they played the Dune songs, they had, like, a desert. Yeah. And they would connect it with stuff like that. I don't know if it's a rights issue or if it's just they don't want to distract you from, like, they want you to pay attention to the music and not just, like, stare at the screen the whole time.
It had to have been because at one point the background of the Dune thing was like this tapestry, and all the little icons on the side were, like, Dune related. Like, there was an ornithopter and stuff, like, around the border of it.
I'm sure they have the rights to do it. It's probably just not wanting to create a distraction from the music, which I get, but. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I got to hear Cornfield Chase and No Time for Caution live. Yep. Just, I mean...
the coolest shit you've ever seen.
So, like, just one of the best experiences I've ever had. Yeah.
And Hans was so funny, too.
Yeah, Hans has a personality. Like, in between songs, he would talk and he would introduce people. And he's really big on, like... showing love to his band, like
Yeah.
individually calling people out each song, and like, well, this violin part's played by this guy, and like I've known him for 20 years, and we started with this film, and then now we've worked with each other ever since, and I wouldn't like this song would be nothing without him, and he's just like a really cool guy, and he wasn't trying to take credit for like anything.
No, he downplayed himself. It was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I got these great musicians that are doing this.
Yeah, when he played Cornfield Chase, he was like, or I think it was No Time for Caution, and he was like, yeah, so I play the piano on this song, and that's why it's the worst part of the song.
Yeah.
And then he like gave credit to the other ladies that did the like more intense part, but yeah, I got to hear. I didn't know he was gonna play Mombasa. I Came in My Pants. That's like my second favorite Inception song, and I didn't know it was like popular. I didn't think he would play that, but I Came in My Pants, and he played like a Dark Knight suite with like themes of like each of the movies. It was fucking spectacular. If he's still in North America and y'all can go see him, go.
Yeah, definitely. You won't regret it all. And then also, how did we forget about this, dude? The coolest, meanest fucking transition I've ever heard in my life.
I was gonna forget to bring it up.
Yeah, you tell him about it.
Yeah, he was giving a speech about his sound guy. He was like complimenting his sound guy, and then in the middle of him talking, the sound guy lowered all of the octaves on the settings, and Hans's voice started like getting super super deep.
Yeah,
and then it morphed into the beginning of Dune.
Yeah.
With the
oh my god, it was so. I was like,
the dreams are messages from the deep, and it was the most fucking genius transition I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because it was like he was like, "Oh, you having a laugh over there?"
Yeah,
and like, I was like, "Oh, the sound guy's pranking him," and then the I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That was fucking awesome. The script for the Batman 2's done.
Ooh.
So that will be shooting next year.
That got fucking spanked probably.
Hard as a rock. I mean, hard as a rock.
You think they signed their name at the end and was like, there's another one for you? Scoreboard.
Hanging in the rafters. And we officially have our Hal Jordan.
Ooh.
You want to make some guesses?
This is for the animated Lantern show, right?
It's not. I don't know why you keep saying animated. It's not animated.
What the hell am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Oh. Any guesses?
Yeah.
Is it a big name?
I mean, we know who he is. It's not a big name like Tom Cruise big, but it's
but I know what you mean. No, I don't have any guesses.
I wanted Chris Pine. It's not Chris Pine.
Yeah.
They got Kyle Chandler.
Huh.
A very left field pick, but this Hal Jordan is going to be a older mentor for Jon Stewart that everyone pretty much knows is going to pass the torch at the end of Lanterns.
Yeah. You know what? I remember you telling me that, and then going with the older Hal Jordan. I should have had old guys in my head, but I didn't. I had like young guys.
Yeah, it's a better choice than some other ones. As much as I love McConaughey, I did not want him. I don't think he's a great actor, and I love watching him, but he just doesn't give me Hal Jordan vibes, and it would be hard for him to not be McConaughey, you know. And there were some other, I didn't like Ewan McGregor. I didn't think that was a good choice.
Yeah,
I thought Brolin would have been good. I could have seen Brolin.
Yeah. I disagree with McConaughey because I feel like there's nothing that guy can't do, but I would just. I don't want him to be like wasted on like this is him and then now it's James.
I think Kyle Chandler's a good middle ground because it's not like you're wasting a great choice for something else.
Yeah,
that you're gonna probably kill in like one show. But he's funny. He'll have that like comedic charm, and he's a good actor. I mean, if you've seen Game Night, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, get real.
That's for the.
But he's also a real actor. He's in like Wolf of Wall Street and stuff. Like he knows what he's doing. So I like it. I don't have any complaints. I thought I would have been like kind of disappointed if it was McGregor. Like, I just don't think that's a good casting to me.
Yeah.
But this one's weird enough to where it's probably like that'll probably be like perfect.
Yeah.
Because if you cast the obvious ones, you know, that like the great castings are normally a little odd at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down with it. Now I need to see who they cast for Jon Stewart. I want mid-size sedan.
Dude.
Call me crazy.
Mid-size sedan.
I want them. And then we got a Mickey 17 trailer.
Yep, I watched that.
Yep.
I don't know
you,
anything.
so I'd hope you watched it.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about Mickey 17. I didn't realize it was going to be like a comedy. Like have like so much like fun with itself.
Yeah, the trailer doesn't do a great job of showing the gravity of the situation.
That's probably good though.
It is funny. It is a funny book. And it is pretty lighthearted, and it has like you've never read an Andy Weir book, I don't think, but like Andy Weir has this like dad humor type of stuff in his books, like The Martian and Project Hail Mary. And Mickey 17 is similar to that. Like it's lighthearted, and it has like a very like family friendly type of humor from what I remember.
I got you.
And but there's also like very high stakes, and there's a lot of intense things happening. And the trailer hones in on the comedy, and it doesn't really do a great job showing the situation he's in. Which I guess I could like get into a little bit. 'Cause I could talk about like the stuff in the trailer, because that's not spoiling anything if it's in the trailer.
I'd say no. I want to stay as blind as possible about it.
You watched the trailer.
I did,
What
but
do
I
you mean you
forgot a
wanna
lot.
stay as blind
I
as
forgot a
possible?
lot about it though. I'm gonna try and just avoid it. I just know like the
You
big.
know it's going to
thing-
play in theaters like every time we go to the movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do that thing like you do, where you just don't watch it. Remember, like you just don't watch the trailers when they come on.
Okay.
You don't have to look at the screen and look at anything else.
I mean, if I was trying to stay blind, I wouldn't watch the trailer.
Well, I have a bad memory, so it was in and out.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. I love Robert Pattinson, and he's just going bananas.
Dude,
I mean,
he's
like that voice he came up with is insane.
it's crazy,
It is the
dude.
goofiest shit I've ever heard
I don't
in my
know how
life.
he does so many voices, dude. Him and Boy and the Heron, like that's just not Robert
What's
Pattinson
the
at all.
nerd from The Simpsons? Let me look up the cast. He sounds like the nerd from The Simpsons.
Is it?
The one that loves Lisa.
Oh shit.
Millhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like Millhouse. But yeah, the visuals look great. The creepers didn't look how I imagined in my head. They don't look as scary as I imagined in my head. And Stephen Yeun's character is a lot like, in the book, he's a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a big, 250-pound dude.
Ooh.
And then now he's like Stephen Yeun. So it's a little odd, but I don't care. I'm not like one of those, like, well, in the book it's like this.
Yeah.
It's just things I noticed that are a little different. But I feel like, and I've said before, I don't love the ending to Mickey 17 or Mickey 7 in the book. So I'm hoping that Bong changes it and adds new layers and creates a better ending. Because I think it's a solid book, but it's not like anything crazy.
Yeah.
And then last, like, news /
Event.
Scoop of life. The motherfucking Carolina motherfucking Panthers.
Oh my god, you got to give him the business.
That's
dude?
how you fucking play football, all right? That's
a
how
second,
you play
they did
pong.
good?
You have no fucking clue, Carl. You have no fucking clue. Remember last episode when I was sad because we benched Bryce Young?
Yeah.
Our number one pick that we gave up a shit ton for, it turns out he stinks.
Yeah.
We can't use him. Our team can't function with him. Well, we put in the backup, and the backup went out and threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we scored 38 points.
Oh my god.
And we beat the shit out of the Raiders.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm talking fucking Anton Chigurh in the police station.
Holy shit.
Fucking scuff marks on the ground.
Hell yeah.
We beat the shit out of him with the motherfucking red rifle.
Oh my
Andy
God.
motherfucking Dalton. He's the guy. He's our new quarterback. He's Tom Brady. We're going to the Super Bowl.
You know
That's all it is.
You know what's crazy is when like I'll try to like have a conversation with a football conversation with Cash and like pretend like I can absorb the information, but I said something about like, why don't y'all just bench Bryce Young and bring in Andy Dalton? You're like, well, we probably will, and like this and that, and it's crazy that like that happened and he just popped off.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, it's a double-edged sword because if you bench Bryce, yeah, your team will probably play a little better, but that's a nail in the coffin of Bryce is bad.
Yeah.
Not benching him, but benching him and then the backup that's supposed to be a lot worse than him comes in and looks better.
Yeah.
Because everyone's always like, oh, Bryce Young's good, it's just the Panthers suck. No one would succeed on the Panthers. So then Andy Dalton comes in on the same team Bryce had and looks like the best quarterback in the NFL.
That's crazy.
No one has thrown for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns this year. No one's done it.
Oh my God.
Andy Dalton's the only one who's done it with this shithole team that can't help Bryce Young.
Yeah.
It's fucking horseshit. Bryce Young stinks. I wish him the best. I hope he learns from this and gets better and becomes our franchise quarterback. But as of now, he fucking sucks. And stop making excuses for him. Hold him accountable. He smells.
Yeah.
All right?
No, if something like that happens, like you can't argue with the math, you know?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
went up there and showed you how it was done.
So it's bittersweet because it's like now we look like a real NFL team and we actually got a win, but now it makes Bryce look worse.
Yeah.
Because now the excuses aren't there. Now you can't blame the team because it's the same team Andy Dalton just had when he looked amazing. Anyways, enough Pine talk because not many Pine viewers.
Yeah, you don't want to
with the
steer
Scoop
away
listeners.
our two guys.
Yeah, I'm contaminate like I'm mixing. I'm touching food.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. I have the scoop over here. The scoop is the mashed potatoes, and then Pine's the green beans.
They're
and the green
touching,
beans juice is leaking into the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And you don't want that, especially Alan.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that.
Yeah, no.
So
don't fuck with
we
Alan.
just won't have that. But I've got my trivia ready.
All right.
I feel like I've got some good ones considering I thought of them on my own, which I always do, but I kind of like these.
I feel
they're good.
I cooked pretty good on mine as well. We'll have to see what happens.
I think this first one's pretty easy.
Okay.
What does the poor family in Parasite do to make money?
Oh Jesus.
Okay, maybe not
I know
as
this.
easy.
I know this. They started tutoring. Oh, they pretended to be. The kids like drew pictures and they were like analyzing their art or something. They were like tutoring kids.
No, before tutoring.
Before
Tutoring is like the story of the movie. Like the opening scene, they're doing something.
Oh, I thought they did it to like someone else. Oh, she set it up. I remember. Never mind. She set it up to where her brother would come in.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Fuck, I keep thinking about stuff that they're doing during the movie. I was like, doesn't the dad drive a taxi?
Yeah. Like before any of the tutoring stuff starts,
I know.
they're doing something. And you're going to be mad if you don't think of it because it's pretty like
They're not just like
memorable.
factory workers, are they?
No.
I don't think I know.
They fold pizza boxes.
Oh my God, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They all sit in their tiny living room.
Which like there's no way that's a real thing in Korea. Like that's such a health violation. You can't get all these poor people to fold pizza boxes for you that you're about to put pizzas in.
Dude, yeah.
You can't regulate that.
I see videos of like, it'll be like super fast workers. It'll be people in their house like putting shit together.
Yeah, I'm not eating anywhere where the pizza boxes are folded by
We're
poor
in
families.
in a multi-family dwelling unit down the street.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not eating that at that establishment. Won't be getting my money.
Yeah.
All right.
No pies.
Won't be
for
getting
me.
my yen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what they do? Is that what they have there?
Dude, I think yen is. I thought yen was Chinese.
Yeah, I think it is. Korean currency. Won. 1 South Korean won equals such a percentage of a dollar. I mean, I don't even know how to. It's spelled one like the Panthers won.
Yeah.
I guess it's pronounced Juan. I don't know.
But dude, you.
So I guess his name's James Money. Am I right?
Oh my god. It could be Money or Juan. Like I won.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, he's got.
But they fold
You
pizza
could
boxes.
you could move there and be rich.
Yep. I could
And
just
have
show
a
them my
little-
birth certificate. And they'd be like, "Well,
Yeah.
give them all of it." I mean,
Yeah, dude.
my next one. What is the name of Marty McFly's hometown?
No idea. I can tell you that one right now. Right off
I
the
would
gate.
like in a normal movie that would be like a hard question, but they say that town name so many times in the trilogy.
No
like
clue.
his school is named blank high school, and they show the sign like every time he gets transported in time. So in theory, it's kind of a difficult question, but with that movie, those two movies, like they say that town name so many times.
I have no idea. The only thing I can think of is the mall sign. It was like Twin Pines Mall or something like that.
It is Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah.
But the
But
town,
he comes back. It's Single Pine or
yeah,
One Pine Mall.
Lone Pine Mall.
Lone Pine.
Yeah. So you don't have a guess?
Not at all. Not even close.
Hill Valley.
Would have never known that.
Yeah, Hill Valley High School. Everything's Hill Valley. Fucking
Everything's
Hill
Hill
Valley
Valley.
Church, fucking everything.
The Hill Valley Clock Tower.
Yeah. Last one. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
What are the three suspects that the detective has on his board in The Dark Knight?
No idea.
Right at the beginning. It's like right at the beginning. He goes, "The investigation's ongoing."
Goose egg.
You don't have.
Nothing.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, not at all.
At the beginning of The Dark Knight, it's like a montage, and they're going through the GPD, and there's a guy, like this big fat guy, and he's sitting like at his desk, and they're like, "Anything else? Like any new suspects for the Batman?" And he's like, "The investigation's ongoing," and then he throws a dart at the board, and it has like pictures,
No, I
and they're
don't remember that at all.
like they're hilarious.
No.
The people that he. This is like one of your favorite movies.
It is. I don't remember that.
I
When
think
you say the beginning of The Dark Knight, all I think about is the heist.
yeah, right after the heist.
I don't know.
Dude. Okay, well, one of them's Elvis.
Nice.
The second one's Abraham Lincoln,
Oh, shit.
and the third one's Bigfoot.
Dude, they were close. They were
That-
close.
People say Nolan doesn't have a sense of humor, and they're fucking lying.
Yeah, he crushed it.
That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, that's my trivia.
Heck
I'm
yeah, dude.
so like I can't believe you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, dude. I can't even imagine that scene or the fat guy.
Okay, well I'll pull it up right now.
All right, well, I got my trivia ready.
All right, go ahead. I can multitask.
All right. This is an easy one. What is the name of the antagonist in Tenet?
I'm hearing something.
It's a fly.
Oh.
I'm hoping it's not getting picked up by the mics because it's flown past my head like 9 times, and I was like, that's going to be really annoying if they can hear the fly.
Check this out.
Man says you're closing in on the Batman.
Investigation is ongoing.
Oh, no. I don't remember that
What
at
the
all.
hell is wrong with you?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're nuts. you're dog meat, pal.
You're a dog meat.
Okay, you said the bad guy in Tenet.
Yeah, what's his name?
His name is Andre Sator.
Hell yeah, dude. Crushed it.
Yep. That's what I do.
All right.
Fucking
Guess the movie by the cast.
Okay.
I got Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons.
The Accountant.
Holy shit, dude! I thought that was hard.
No.
Oh my god, I didn't remember J.K. Simmons was even in that movie,
Oh yeah, that's chump change.
and like I barely remember that movie even exists sometimes.
Come on now.
All right, the release year for The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Which is
I
an
think
awesome
it's
movie.
later than I thought. Like it's later than I would think in my head. I think it's 62.
Holy shit, it's 62.
Damn right it is.
You fucking crushed it, dude.
Yep, that's what I do.
You're a freak.
Like in my head, that would be like a late 40s, early 50s movie.
Yeah.
But
I want you to know, like, obviously you know the movie years. Knowing that one makes it even weirder.
I saw that one recently. I saw it on Letterboxd recently, and I took note of the year, and I was like, "That's late. Like that's not like I figured that was an earlier movie."
I know, isn't that crazy?
Because like James Stewart in my head is like, especially John Ford is like, is that the right? John Wayne. Those two guys in my head are like 40s and 50s.
Yeah,
not really as much 60s, but yeah,
they were still crushing it in the 60s, dude.
That's just the way the cookie crumble, man. Did you do your real reveals?
I did my real reveals, and I have my letterbox reveals.
Hell fucking yeah!
You want to do the reveal or the
We're
reviews
gonna do
first?
some real reveals. That's what we're gonna do. I got mine pulled up, so you can go ahead and start. Get to fucking throwing shit out.
All right, let me pull up the menu here and see what I want to dine on tonight.
Okay. See if it has a nice mouthfeel.
Yeah. All right. Boy, oh boy. All right. Give me the lead actor and the number of words in the title.
Okay. You really just don't give a fuck about points, huh?
Well, if I get it right now, it's better than what I have been doing.
Words in the title is 2.
Uh-huh.
Lead actor is Stallone.
Okay. He's in a lot of 2-word movies.
He is. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Sorry. I showed Carl that clip of the Dark Knights and the Dark Knight's on in the background. Sorry.
I'm glad you changed it because it was Oppenheimer, and I came in here to the Florence Pugh topless scene.
Lucky you.
Dude, I almost got right to it, dude.
No wonder you got all the trivia right.
Yeah.
Your heart is right.
You're locked
in.
All my blood's in my penis, not my brain.
So what are you thinking?
Let me check something real fast because I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm checking to see if this is 1 word or 2 words in the title.
Just ask me.
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna throw out the guess. First Blood.
Why are you not? It doesn't cost anything to ask me about the words in the title.
First Blood.
It's First Blood.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. Got it.
That's how you do it. That's probably going to be your all-time best.
Yeah, dude.
Because you got really lucky.
Because I was like, he's not gonna do Escape Plan.
You don't know what the fuck I'm capable of.
I was like, he's not gonna do Lockup. I was like, I think First Blood's gonna be the one.
Yeah.
But I couldn't remember if it was Rambo First Blood or if it was just First Blood.
It's First Blood.
That's what
they only bring in the Rambos for the sequels.
Dude, they should have stuck with what they had, dude. First Blood is such a
First
cool
Blood's
fucking
such a
name.
fucking baller ass name.
How many points is that? Tell the people.
That was 29 burgers.
You tell the people what I just fucking did.
Too bad I'm gonna beat you.
Oh, on this one?
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking beat you.
You might actually. You might beat me on this one. All right.
Okay. Give me the release year.
2014.
Give me my score.
Where the fuck am I looking here? 4 stars.
Ooh. I was hoping it was something a little higher than
A
that.
little more peak.
Give me genre.
Comedy.
Comedy 2014, 4-star. My head went to Neighbors.
You're already at 29.
Oh. I see. Maybe your plan isn't so bad.
Let me see if my math is right. So 7 for the genre, 7 for the score, and then 15 for the year. 14 plus 15.
I thought year was 12.
I have it written down as 15.
Year's 12 on mine.
12? Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
You idiot. Trying to tax me?
All right, you're
Okay.
at 26, so pull it out of your ass, dude.
2014 comedy. There's no subgenres. It's just comedy.
Just comedy.
On
I was,
Letterboxd,
dude.
it has one genre.
Yes,
on
I was
Letterboxd.
so surprised it wasn't like comedy, action, thriller, fantasy, like something crazy.
So you're saying that it's saying just comedy is misleading?
No, I haven't seen this. There's another hint. I haven't seen this movie that I pulled out, so I don't know exactly what it is, but it seems
But
like
I've seen it.
you've seen it. It seems like a movie that would have other genres.
Interesting. Very interesting. So much came out in 2014. That was such a fucking great year. Oh. Chef.
You son of a bitch.
Ha ha! Fuck you!
I shouldn't have given you that hint about me not having seen it.
Yeah, that helped a little bit.
But we were close. It wasn't a total blowout.
Yeah.
3 points.
Yeah, that's 2 really good scores.
Hell yeah.
You know? All right, I got your next one.
Let's see here. Do I stick with the tried and true? I'll see if I can shave a couple points off my score. Give me the second actor and number of words in the title.
Number of words in the title is 3,
Okay.
and second billed actor is Corey Haim.
I don't know if I know who that is, to be honest with you.
Oh. I don't know what to tell you.
That got me.
You got really lucky not pulling first build, because you would have no clue who that is. I thought everyone knew who Corey Haim was.
Huh. Unless he's like a kid actor. All right, let me look at the old menu again. I'm going to have to go in for seconds. Because nothing's coming to mind.
Corey
You said
Haim.
3 words in the title?
Yeah. So you're at 24. Hostile? I'll show you Hostile. I recommend you buy American.
I do remember that line.
Yeah.
He tried to play it off like so cool.
Yeah. No, he didn't play it off cool. He was cool.
Well, he flinched at first, and then he was like, "Oh."
I mean, yeah, he was about to get shot in the head.
But then he tried to act like afterwards, like I was never worried at all.
I knew it. I knew it wasn't.
I knew it was
American.
gonna fail.
I knew it was fiber. I knew it was fiber.
I knew it was fire.
I knew it was carbon fiber. I knew it wasn't gonna work.
So
I make my own luck. What are you thinking?
there's not a lot that's gonna help me out. Give me the genre.
Genre's comedy, thriller, horror.
Comedy, thriller, horror.
And you're at 31.
It's not okay. It's not that.
I can't believe you don't know who Corey Haim is.
If I saw him, I'd probably know him. But that's cheating, so I'm not gonna look at him. Comedy horror is big because there's not many of those. But I can't think of many that are 3 words.
Gotta narrow it down.
Give me a release year.
That's what I was hoping you'd pull. 1987. And
The
you
80s.
You were at 31, so now you're at 43.
The 80s, comedy, horror. Okay, you start. I don't think I know, dude.
You know this. You should know this. Like you're very fond of this movie.
I'm sure I am. A comedy horror from the 80s. Is the horror like somewhat misleading?
No.
Or is it like,
It's a comedy horror.
what the fuck, dude?
I mean, Yeah, it's a comedy horror. I would say it may so even more lean horror than comedy, but I do think it's about like 50-50.
Jeez, I don't know.
I mean, you can rip off director. It'll cost a shit ton, but if you really don't think you can get it,
I don't even know if the director would help me.
it should.
Do director.
Joel Schumacher.
My mind instantly went to the Lost Boys. But there's no way it's Lost Boys. The second actor would be Kiefer Sutherland, I would think.
You're at 63.
Is it the Lost Boys?
It is the Lost Boys.
Oh my god, dude. I had the Lost Boys in my head before I even did Schumacher, but I was like, second bill actor would be Sutherland.
He's barely in the movie.
He's like what I think of as like the second like guy.
Yeah, because you just like him and you think his character's cool. But
He
he's
is pretty
barely in
hot.
the movie. And billing comes down to screen time.
That's true. That's true.
That's Corey Haim.
Yeah, no, once I said it
and-
was Lost Boys, I knew it was the younger brother.
Him and Corey Feldman. Oh, wow. I didn't know he died when he was 38.
Corey Haim?
Yeah.
Oh
Him
my
and Corey
God.
Feldman went through some shit together as kids.
I
in
did know
Hollywood.
that.
They
did
were
know that.
not treated very well. It was very sad, but
Yeah, that's gross stuff, dude.
yeah, yucky stuff. But yeah, Lost Boys.
Fucking shit, dude.
Yep.
I don't know why Kiefer Sutherland was stuck in my head. All right, you're up.
It's so funny when you throw out a movie that it is, and you're like, but it couldn't be that.
Yeah, dude. That's so
I'm thinking
annoying.
Lost Boys, but it couldn't be that. And then
Yeah.
I wanted to say, why couldn't it be that? What are you talking about?
What's going on with you right now?
All right, you got your second one ready?
Yep.
Release year.
2012.
My score.
I was gonna say you should just do a guess off of 2012 and see if you nail
That's a big year, though.
it. Yeah. Your score, 3.5.
Okay. Give me genre.
Sci-fi action.
Sci-fi action 2012, 3.5 star. My head kind of goes to the Avengers, but I feel like I'd have it higher than that. I had also went to Dread, but I'm not 100% on Dread's release year. It's either 2012 through 14, one of those years. I'm not sure.
You usually have a tighter spread than that. You're usually like a year off.
It's 2 years. I mean, I think it's 2012. Words in the title.
1.
Dread.
Yeah. I'm not gonna add that up because you won.
Yeah.
I
I think I'm good.
think you'd call that by a landslide. Dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Real Deal. Shout out to Trivia 10, Tyler Whitmore.
Heck yeah. I'm still so mad about the 3 points. That would have been my first win over you. And I gave you a hint because I'm a good friend, but you suck. I don't know.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Get good. I don't know. Hit the lab. What do you want me to do? All right, I got my letterbox reviews.
All right. I'm actually really excited about mine. I feel like I did pretty good.
Okay, here's my first one from Aaron, 5 stars. Kevin Spacey gives Brad Pitt head, no clickbait.
What the fuck? What movie were they in together?
Dude.
Oh, fuck it. Dude, I'm a fucking dumbass. It's 7.
Yeah.
Dude, I was actually thinking about him sucking his dick.
Was he in a movie where he was gay?
I was like, I gotta add this to my watch list immediately.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's good stuff.
That was really good. No clickbait.
Should I do all three of mine and then all three yours, or just alternate?
You can do all 3 years.
Okay, this
You're
next
on fire
one,
right now, dude.
This
Keep
next
going.
one's pretty long.
Okay.
And it's not going to be hard for you to guess.
Okay.
I just think it was funny. How to Get Laid. This is a review.
Okay.
By Wesley R. Ball, 5 stars. How to Get Laid. 1. Find a girl. Any girl will do. Doesn't matter if she's already dating someone or not. 2. Offer to take the girl out for a lunch at a diner. Ask girl out for a future date at said diner. 3. Take girl to a movie. Preferably the porn cinema. Chicks dig porn cinemas. 4. When she leaves, call her the next day, repeat until you show up at her work and demand you two go out again. 5. Realize that love is futile and all women use you for their own personal gain. 6. Find a 13-year-old hooker. 7. Develop feelings for said hooker. 8. Buy a ton of guns off the black market. 9. Get buff. 10. Watch the news. A lot. 11. Realize that society as a whole is messed up and that only you can save it. 11. Oh, fuck. 12. Get a sick mohawk. 13. Go on a short killing spree. 14. Find the aforementioned hooker pre-coitus and murder her clients.
Jesus Christ.
15. Wait for the cops and pretend to shoot yourself with your hand shaped like a gun. 16. Save the hooker. Get thanked by her family. 17. Meet your old fling in your taxi cab and drive her home for free. 18. Don't get laid.
Ending how to get laid with don't get laid. Dude, that one gripped me right from the start, dude. That one pulled me right in.
The beginning of the review says how to get laid the Travis Bickle method, but I left that part out to leave some anonymity.
Yeah. Because it's so
Yeah.
not obvious without that.
Because there's so many movies with 13-year-old hookers.
Yeah, and sick mohawks.
Yeah.
It's fucking taxi driver.
Oh
my
man.
God. I usually stay away from the long ones. That one was really good.
Yeah, normally I just don't even read them because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is too long. I have like the clock's ticking on the podcast. I want to keep it to short ones.
No, that was
But
good.
I saw How to Get Laid and I was like, I'm in. I mean, I'm reading this.
You're showing me up. I was happy about mine.
I've got one more from
Okay.
Nolan, 5 star. I don't get what all the fuss is about. I already dream about Nicolas Cage.
Dream scenario. I like that one, dude. That was a good one to end on.
Yeah. What do you
Alright.
got for me?
Let's see here. All right, this is from James. He gave it a 4.5. Yeah, it was good, but it was no Phineas and Ferb season 2 episode 56. Wizard of Odd.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Did you get what
That's
it was? Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that could be anything. I mean, Wizard of Oz.
You got it somehow. I don't know. This one's funny, but it's pretty obvious what it is. But
Okay.
This is from Jamie. This is a 1 star. Stoked for Wonder Woman 9/11.
Wonder Woman 84. That's good shit.
All right, this one, I don't remember this happening, but it's hilarious. So
Okay.
you'll probably get it quick. But this is from Whitney. No score, but she liked it. Our children are dying, but yes, I can make you mashed potatoes.
What the fuck? Mashed potatoes. When did that happen?
I didn't remember it, dude.
Our children are dying. Children are men?
No. Okay, here's the deal. I was trying to decide between this and another review. I can give you the other review.
It's the same
and see
movie.
if you get it. Yeah.
Okay.
The other review, I wish I could remember who wrote it, but it was, Honey, I Paralyzed the Kids.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, my God.
What? What is a movie with dead kids?
The paralyzed part is the most important part.
What the fuck?
Very weird movie where a family's kids stop walking.
Have I seen this?
Yeah.
Stop walking.
Very weird dialogue.
Is it a Yorgos movie?
It is.
Dogtooth?
No.
It's not Dogtooth?
No.
Oh, Killing of a Sacred Deer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think about Colin Farrell pushing his son onto the ground and going, "Get up, walk." He just lets him lay there and he picks him up and drops him again.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot. Like, I kind of wipe Yorgos movies from my head after I watch them. I forgot that they got
I
paralyzed.
did something silly. I like filtered by my like lowest rated movies and then started going through those. I was like, I'm sure people have some funny stuff to say. The Wonder Woman 9/11 was good. That was my favorite one.
That was some good shit. And now it's time to get into the old Watcherino.
That's how it's done.
I know you guys can't. I know this is an audio podcast, but right after I did that, Carl did the Hitler pose.
I did not do it.
Arms straight up in the air.
I had the okie dokie thing going on.
Your fingers don't matter.
Yes,
it was about
they
the
do.
trajectory of your arm.
This right here.
It was the Hitler trajectory.
Not the Hitler, dude.
It's the angle.
I did the okie dokie and I was trying to think of something cool to say, but I couldn't think of anything.
So you just silently put up your arm in the exact at the exact Hitler angle.
Swear to God. You know, Hitler only had one ball.
Oh man. Okay. So the old watch list. It's time.
Yep.
Actually, have some stuff on the old watch list this time.
You were going to town watching something, and then we heard a lot of moaning coming from the living room, and Logan was like, "What the hell is he watching?" And I was like, "Something good, dude. Something good."
Sorry, excuse me. No, that was the gay porn I was playing.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, when y'all came out, I switched it to something else.
Oh, you.
That was also had sex in it, but it was like straight
Dude,
sex.
the perfect camouflage.
I know.
You get like
Had it all mapped
American
out.
Psycho playing, and then you watch porn.
I programmed the TV remote to have like a speed dial button, where if I hear one of y'all coming out, I can press that button. It'll instantly switch.
It'll go to any sex scene going on at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the table in Grown Ups 2.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't know what I'm talking
No.
about? Oh, they have like a table where they're playing checkers, but it's like they press a button and then it switches and like a bunch of drugs and beer comes out.
Oh, I got you.
I know you don't watch good movies. I should have known.
I know.
But yeah, got a ton on the watch list. First off, got a couple recs from the fellas.
Heck yeah.
First rec was from Alan, and it was His Girl Friday. And it's an older film, and I typically like older films, but I didn't like this one.
Yeah, dude. You had a rough time with the
recs this week. You know, you can't win them all.
Yeah, I mean,
Right? So, and it's also hard to find stuff that people haven't seen. When you're in when you have friends that are movie fans, like it can be hard to find stuff that no one's seen. So
yeah.
I just wasn't huge on it. It's basically a comedy. Like it's like 95% comedy, and I just didn't think it was funny. So that's gonna, there's not much you can do at that point.
Yeah.
And it's weird because that like 40s, 50s comedy can really work for me. Like I find some of those movies really funny, but this one I just didn't. I really liked Cary Grant. I think is who's in it. Yeah, Cary Grant. He's great. He has a ton of charisma, and I'd like to see him in more stuff. But this story specifically, I just didn't really care about. I didn't care too much for the characters, and I didn't think it was very funny. So wasn't huge on that.
Dang. If it had been funny, do you think it would have brought you in more? Like maybe you would have been more invested?
Because all I care about when I watch a comedy is that it's funny. So
Yeah. I mean, it'd have
if it's
to be
funny,
like,
that makes it goes from a bad movie to a good movie. So
yeah.
yeah, that would have helped a lot. And then I watched Zeros and Ones, which is another rec from Adonis. And this is a Ethan Hawke movie from like, I think they made it during COVID, and I was not a fan. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, I don't even know what to say this movie's about.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I was just in a bad, like, not in the right mood for it, but I found it really boring. And like, the synopsis says that it's Ethan Hawke going to, like, Rome to stop a bombing from happening. But I watched the whole movie and I never once felt like that was the plot. Like, I don't even.
Did he ever go to Rome?
He went to Rome, but it was just him, like, wandering around. Like, I don't know.
Well, he was looking for the bomb, dude.
Oh
no! You know what it was? He being in
was
Rome.
the bomb.
He's the distraction.
It was all. Yeah. It was all a big double cross.
Yeah, dude.
They told him that he was going there to stop the bomb, but they put the bomb in his ass while he was asleep, and he is the bomb.
Dude, that's a pretty sick idea.
That's a great
That's a
idea.
pretty awesome idea. Jokes aside,
Yeah. I know we have fun here,
we're cooking
but
right
seriously,
now, dude.
get to right.
Yeah, we're fucking
Yeah.
going nuts right now.
We're shipping it to A24.
Yeah.
Right stat now. Yeah, I don't know what this movie's about. I really don't. Like, it's very political, and dude, maybe you
What's
need to watch
political
it
about a
so you can,
bomb?
like, they go into a lot of, like Ethan Hawke has a twin brother that's a rebel. Mm-hmm. Like, he rebels against the government, and, like, dude,
Terrorist.
I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad person to ask about this kind of stuff. Like, I really don't know what was happening this entire movie. Like, I really don't.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
even feel good shitting on it because I don't even know what it's about. So
That's bad.
go watch it and form your own opinion. But it was also a rec from a buddy, so I don't want to be too mean to it, especially when I don't even know what it is. But I wasn't in the right mood for it. So,
I gotcha.
But I do love Ethan Hawke. So, apparently the guy who made it, Abel Ferreira, I think all of his movies are supposed to be really odd. But I don't know. But it says he made King of New York, which is probably awesome,
Yeah.
and Bad
Or-
Lieutenant, which is probably awesome.
Or he could be like another Yorgos, and everyone likes his movies, and we just hate him.
That could be it. That could be it. And then next up is another rec from Evan, which is Youth. And this was my favorite of the three. I gave it a 3-star. It's like Michael Caine and Harvey Keitel at this resort, and they're super old, obviously. Michael Caine,
Yep.
Harvey Keitel.
He's never been young in his life.
He came out the
Never
womb
once.
with back pain. But they're reflecting on their life and, like, the things they've done. And Michael Caine's a composer, and Harvey Keitel's a director. And Michael Caine is retired and doesn't want to compose anymore. And Harvey Keitel is making his last movie, and so it's a little bit about that and, like, art and how it's a reflection of your personal life and things like that. And it's very slow and meditative, and there's not it might feel like there's not a ton going on all the time, but it was just kind of, like, nice and peaceful, and I didn't really mind watching it. And it also has Paul Dano in it, and because it fits the theme, I'm gonna pull up a picture of Paul Dano in this movie and show you and show it to you. There you go. There's Paul Dano in Youth.
What the fuck, dude?
And Youth.
So it's the best movie
Paul
ever.
Dano plays an actor.
Yeah.
He's
I put that together. That wasn't actually going on. I did put that together.
Yeah, he
in my
plays
head.
an actor, and the way they set up that joke is so funny because he's at this campfire and he's talking to Harvey Keitel, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm working on this part, and, like, I don't know if I want to do it because I don't know, like, it's a lot." And Harvey Keitel was like, "Was it is it a good guy or bad guy?" And he was like, "Well, I guess that depends on your perspective." And so he drops little seeds like that, and then one day he comes out of his room to go to work, and you see him dressed up as fucking Hitler. And he's in like the hotel cafeteria eating breakfast before work, dressed as Hitler, and everyone's staring at him. It's fucking hilarious,
dude.
Everyone
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, just watch Youth just for that.
Holy cow!
That joke was. I bust out laughing. That joke was so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I liked Youth. Like I said, it's a little slow and like meditative, but it's just the acting is so good and the writing so good that I don't really mind. I'm down just chilling, listening to Michael Caine, listening to him talk all day.
Hell yeah.
So shout out to Evan, that was good. And then the next up was The Substance, but we're gonna save that for the main review.
Yes, sir.
And then that night, I rewatched Sonic the Hedgehog.
Why'd you do that?
Don't know. Well, my buddy Alex.
Dude.
The
There's
reason is
something going on
my
here.
buddy Alex is really into the Sonic movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's Jesus, son.
Sorry about that.
He's an intellectual, and he watches tons of older movies, and he knows his shit when it comes to movies. So, but he loves the two Sonic movies.
I will
And
say.
so I'm like, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe like this smart guy understands the brilliance that is the Sonic movies, and I just need to rewatch them.
Yeah.
No, not the case.
I was gonna say
Alex just grew up with Sonic. He just loves Sonic like I love Batman. So he just is gonna like those movies.
Well, I grew up with Sonic. They're all right. Like, they're nowhere near as offensive as like the Super Mario movie. Like that was a train wreck. That was bad. The Sonic movies, I feel like are like, I would describe them as all right. Like it was okay. It was okay.
The Sonic movie for me is, I only have it a star above Mario.
I thought you had Mario at like a 1.5.
No, God, fuck no. It's
Oh.
a half star.
Oh,
I
a
hate
half star?
It's like one of my least favorite movies.
Oh, I
hell's
didn't know.
wrong with you?
I didn't know you'd like trash like that. I thought you gave it like a little
it's
bit
awful.
of something. It's awful. So you gave it a 1.5 stars?
Yeah, so I gave Sonic a star and a half. I think Mario is like every single thing about it I hate. From conception, I hate. But Sonic's more just like the execution. Like on paper, what they did isn't that bad. It's just it tries to make so many jokes, and none of them are funny. None of them. There's not a single joke in the movie that I find funny, and I'm not even like I'm a big just turn your brain off and have fun type of person. I love putting on movies like that and just like putting on a Lego Batman. I fucking love Lego Batman.
Lego Batman
That movie's
is-
super funny.
That's just a good movie though.
Yeah. So I can do that. I can watch childish movies and kids movies or family movies or whatever you call them and like just turn my brain off and have a good time. I don't give a fuck about the cinematography or the writing or anything. Like I just want to have fun. But outside of Jim Carrey, there's nothing fun about that movie to me. It's also super generic with like the story that they're telling. Like you know exactly what's going to happen with Sonic and James Marsden's character. It's all very basic. And the comedy just doesn't work outside of Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is very funny, but he's not in the movie very much. There's one scene, we used to quote him in that movie all the time. I don't know if you remember, but there's a scene where he's walking up to James Marsden's house and he goes, "Greetings, rural chum."
Yeah, I do remember.
And we used to say that all the
He's
time.
rural chum.
And then and then there's another scene where he's like in his lair or something and some guy comes up to him and he's like, "Do you want a latte?" And he's like, "What do I look like, an imbecile?" "Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them."
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Jim Carrey is good, but the crazy part is like I don't think that's very true to the character that he's even playing.
Oh, probably not. I don't know.
I'm pretty
anything
sure
about
he's
it.
just fucking being whatever.
They just
doing
made
whatever he
him
does.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I'm not super deep into the lore of Sonic, but like Eggman, I don't remember ever behaving in any way like that.
I thought he was Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, they call him Eggman.
Oh.
Yeah, Dr. Robotnik, Eggman.
And then there was one more scene where Jim Carrey was trying to get into James Marsden's house, and James Marsden knew he was like pretending to be a agent or something, and he was like, "Oh, so you work for this company, so you probably know my buddy Spencer." And
Oh,
he was like, Spence, good man. And and he's like, "Yeah, I don't have a friend named Spencer, so you're just making shit up." But his like reaction
yeah.
to that was
Spence. Give him a
Spence.
nickname and everything.
good man. Yeah, that shit was super funny. But outside of Jim Carrey, there's not much in that movie I like. I don't think they really do anything good.
Yeah, I mean,
I've never seen 2, so I watched 2, see if it's better. I think there's a decent amount of people that like it more. But I asked Alex, like, so if I didn't like 1 and think it's not funny, is there hope that I'll like 2 more? And he was like, no. It's the same stuff, but
at least
it's
he's
like more of the same. Like, if you love Sonic 1, you'll probably like 2 more.
Yeah.
If you don't like 1, you won't like.
Yeah. At least he's not leading you down the primrose path.
But I'll still probably watch it just to say I have.
I think shit, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Give me a hint. I can help.
The guy that played Heimdall,
Idris Elba.
I think he plays Knuckles in Sonic 2. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who's playing Shadow?
I do.
Hell yeah.
The second I heard his voice, I was like,
I don't know what Shadow is, but I mean,
he's another hedgehog.
Yeah, I gathered that much.
Yeah, it's Keanu, right?
Yeah, Keanu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I heard his voice, and I'm pretty sure it's Keanu.
I'm pretty sure he just agreed to voice him in one of the new games coming out too. Which,
Damn.
Like, I'm not playing Sonic games, but that's cool.
Yeah, super sick.
Yeah. And then next up, the big cock moment of the week. We saw Whiplash in theaters.
Dude. Holy fucking cow.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
Dude, when you said, we walked out and he was like, the hardest part about watching that in theaters is trying not to laugh.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. It's
everyone was dead
like,
silent.
I forgot how much I took for granted being at home when I watch Whiplash so I can laugh. Because that movie is fucking hysterical, dude.
Dude, I'd have to get, like, I knew something was about to happen, and I would have to, like, hold myself, like, down.
Dude, obviously there's so many lines Fletcher gives that are so funny.
Yeah.
There's no fucking Mars bar down there. What the fuck are you looking at? And, like, you give a retard a calculator, he'll try to turn on the TV. Yeah. Why'd you give it to Neiman?
The very beginning, like, the fucking very start, when Neiman's playing the drums, and he walks in and walks out.
Yeah.
And he comes back in, he goes,
Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy. Forgot my jacket. And he just walks back out, like, so cheerful.
Yeah.
After crushing his dreams.
Dude, fucking... I swear to fucking God, if I see one of these laying around, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
He's such an... And then, like, he would have these little one-on-one sessions when he first brought Neiman in.
Yeah.
And he's being all nice. He was like, what did he say? He's like, you're here for a reason. You believe that, right?
Say it.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah, just have fun, man.
Just have fun. And then he fucking assaults him in the next fucking scene.
Yeah, and it's so funny, like, once you've seen Whiplash, you know what he's doing.
Yeah.
All he's doing in that scene is gathering information on him so that he can use against him to push him harder and make him mad. That's all he's doing. It's all a show. But also at the same time, like, first of all, Whiplash is just a fucking masterpiece, and it's such a well-made movie that, like, every time you watch it, a scene, like, changes. And when the first couple times you watch it, you're like, so is Fletcher an asshole or not? Because he's an asshole so much of the time, but then you see that scene with him and, like, this past student with his daughter, and he's like, are you gonna be in will you come play in my band one day? And, you know, just being, like, super sweet, and so you can't really get a read on him.
Yeah.
And then the more you watch it, you're like, that's who he really is. Like, that's, like, if you talk to him at the store, like, that's who Fletcher is. He's a nice guy. But and you see it later in the movie with the scene at the, like, jazz club when him and Neiman are, like, reuniting again. and he's talking about how it's his duty and it's his like job and responsibility to push people farther than they could imagine being pushed, because that's how you get the next Charlie Parker or Miles Davis or whoever. And he loves music so much that he takes it upon himself to push people that hard, because he thinks that's his job. And like nothing he's saying is wrong.
Yeah.
And talking about how the next Charlie Parker wouldn't be discouraged.
Yeah.
So his methods, like, they may seem harsh to some people, but those people aren't ever going to be, you know, the next great.
Yeah.
So so it all really like clears up, and you see how upset he was when his past student killed himself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, you can watch this movie and not know which Fletcher is like who he really is. Like, I could see you could very easily do that. But I do think that there's a few cracks in his character where you get to see like what's really going on. And when he first gets the call about that and like shoos off Neiman and was like, you know, if you want the part, earn it, like tries to get him out of there. Like, he's very affected by that. But then like he'll go and like lie about the death too. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
well, that's just, well, he lied about it just because like it makes him look bad.
yeah, but then it's like, how much did you actually care if you're worried about your own self-image?
Oh, he didn't have to say anything at all. Like, I think he definitely cared.
I don't know. I wouldn't lie about the death to like make myself look good if it was something like that really affected me. But like, I do think that him in the jazz club was genuine, and then him during that was genuine, and then him interacting with regular people is genuine.
I just feel like,
because even then, like, he reacts to stuff like when Neiman like is doing that incredible slow solo at the end, and his like cymbal falls, he goes and like runs over and picks it up and like keeps
and after
going with
he
it.
kills it, and then he starts doing more, he's like, Andrew, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah,
Like, the most cool version of like instructor Fletcher you've seen the whole movie.
Yeah, but like,
and it's
genuine
because he's
worry.
already gotten what he wanted.
Yeah, genuine worry, like in his voice, like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. And I remember the first or second time I watched Whiplash, I didn't like fully understand what the ending was. Like, I loved it and it was intense, but like I couldn't really figure out, like, was he just trying to embarrass him because he knows Neiman got him fired? And now it's like, the more I've seen it, the more clear it's just become, like, what the ending is.
That happened with me fucking tenfold.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I watched it the first time alone with like no idea what was going on. I watched it, I was like, so the kid plays fucking drums. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
What do I care? And then like you watch it more and you're like, oh shit, there's like way more than that going on.
Yeah, well, with the ending, like, some people might watch it and think, like, oh, wow, like, this was all a big trick to, like, embarrass him because he got him fired. And it's like a, you know, fucking gotcha. But that's not at all what it is. And it's all still part of Fletcher's plan to push Neiman farther than he could have imagined being pushed.
Yeah.
Like, that anger that he feels from being betrayed by Fletcher and him lying to him and saying that they were just playing Whiplash and Caravan and then embarrassing him, that's what flipped that switch and made him go fucking God mode.
Yeah.
On the
And
solo.
you really see stuff like that throughout the movie too. Like, anytime something bad happens to Neiman, he goes and practices. Mm-hmm. And then every time Fletcher hears the difference, and it's like the very first time he's practicing alone, and he walks out on him, and then he goes into the room where he's playing as the backup for Flannery.
Yeah. I'm going to call him Flannery.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but he's playing his backup to him, and he plays, and then like he leaves, and then like after that, Neiman practices more, and then he pulls him into the band. And every time he says he's not doing something well enough or not going that extra mile,
Yeah.
Neiman goes in there, he breaks up with his girlfriend, he cuts himself off from society, and just does nothing but drums. So every time he does something, he gets a reaction out of Neiman that's making him better.
Yeah. That's reinforcing his point. And like I said, at the end, when he infuriates Neiman so much that he wants to come back on stage and just go God mode on a solo, like, once he does that, and then he starts going into the second part, like I said, he goes, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, the part of Fletcher having to be an asshole is over.
Yeah.
Like, he did his job, and he has accomplished his goal. So now we see normal Fletcher come back.
Yeah.
And be a normal human. And
you see how amped up he is at, like, what Neiman's doing.
Yeah.
He's like...
He's so fucking happy.
Yeah. He's going nuts.
Because he gives a speech earlier in the movie about how he never had his Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks that it's his purpose in life to find the next Charlie Parker, and that he never did. So the ending is that happening.
Yeah.
The ending is him finally pushing someone hard enough to become the next Charlie Parker.
Which is kind of...
And, like, the fact that Chazelle is able to portray that with no dialogue, like, visually with the shots that he constructed, and it may take a watch or two to, like, fully be able to follow everything visually, but he's able to, like, that finale has very little words.
Yeah.
Very occasionally he'll Fletcher is like, I know it was you. And, there here and there there's a couple sentences. I think
after he says, what are you doing, man? Or he says, I'll kill you. And that's the last line spoken, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He says, I'll kill you in.
Yeah. It's just, it's a perfect movie. And, like, perfect to me, obviously. That's an opinion. But, like, I really struggled to find a flaw with Whiplash. I think the writing's perfect. I think it's so layered, and I love all the, like, the bright spot of the movie obviously is Fletcher. Like, Fletcher and Neiman's dynamic is the scenes everyone talks about and you want to see the most.
Yeah.
But even the smaller scenes with Neiman and his family, or him with his dad, and the dinner table scene is so fucking good.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that's such a well-written scene. And what I also like is that he didn't make, like, Neiman too likable. Like, in the dinner scene, Neiman was the one being a dick. Like, when that scene starts, you're thinking, like, oh, his two brothers or cousins or whoever they are like football players, and they're going to be assholes. Because he's a nerd and he does music or whatever. But, like, they're, like, if you watch that scene again and pay attention, they don't really say anything mean until he instigates it, and he's like, it's D3.
Yeah.
Like,
it's mainly the
Division
parents.
3.
Like, anytime they ask Neiman how he's doing, they kind of cut him off and they say, you and your drumming, and then they'll list off all these accomplishments, like, that the other sons have done, that his cousins have done. Like, oh, he scored, like, he ran for 200 yards, did this. I mean, like, and you with your drumming, like, it makes him small.
Like, but they don't know how music works. Like, they don't know how, like, what he's doing, and, like, they don't know how to equate it.
Yeah, but there's
like, football
also,
is what they know, so they're like, yeah, he scored 3 touchdowns,
but they're also not putting any effort in. And the vibe I get of him, like, kind of talking shit is that, like, he's probably used to that.
That's kind of true.
That's kind of the headspace the feel I get from him is that that's kind of the headspace he's in. Is,
but
like,
they also,
no one else understands, like, the level that I'm at.
They also mention multiple times how Neiman doesn't have any friends, and even before he started, like, going crazy about drumming, when he started with Fletcher, like, it seems like that's a pretty common thing is that he doesn't have friends, and that he's kind of just like that.
Yeah.
And like, they could have easily made that scene, like, his family or his cousins being mean and treating him like shit because he plays music instead of playing sports, which is, like, the quote unquote cooler thing to do. But I like that he didn't really do that, and Neiman was kind of like, I've seen that scene many, many times, and I don't really see much wrong with what the other people were saying. Like,
no,
it was Neiman
that warranted the reaction that he gave.
It was more so like they just don't know what like how to talk about that with him because they don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I just saw those like pieces of like those little like nuggets that were like nudging him towards that direction. But he does like view himself as better than them.
Yeah.
And he makes it like clear whenever he freaks out. But
I think that's what that scene is about. And it isn't like what you would expect with the, you know, making Neiman an underdog and like making you like him more and want him to succeed because of the way he's treated by his family. And it was more so like the scene was about Neiman feeling like he's better than them.
Yeah. Which kind of what I was going to say when you talked about the end of how he finally gets his Charlie Parker, it's actually pretty dark if you think about it. Like, that's what it takes to get someone that's on that level.
Yeah.
Is, like, basically being isolated and, like, that just being the sole focus of your life and nothing else mattering and going through whatever the fuck you have to go through to get to that point. Like, that's kind of crazy.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
because Neiman's kind of like a psycho by the end of it. Dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, you can be great at almost anything you want to be great at.
Yeah.
Like, if I decided I want to be the best guitar player in the world, I can come home every day and play guitar for 10 hours straight. And I'll get really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
But most people don't want to commit that kind of time to something. They want to have a balanced life.
Yeah.
They want to go to work and then hang out with friends and then watch a movie and then go to the gym. And they want to have like this nice, balanced, enjoyable life. And most people don't want to commit every second of their life to one thing. But if you do, you can become great. Like that's what, you know, the people like Jimi Hendrix, like, he did nothing but play guitar to get that good. And like, you can do it, but it takes a lot of sacrifice. And watching Whiplash will really, like, you know, reinforce that idea in your head.
Yeah, because you see like what he loses to get there.
Yeah. And Whiplash has a similar effect that like The Wolf of Wall Street should have. Because, you know, some idiots watch The Wolf of Wall Street and think it's inspiring for some reason. I don't.
I'm going to go out and rip people off for money now.
Yeah. I'm going to make my wife hate me. And
I'm going to go do crypto scams.
Yeah. For some reason, there's some people who think that movie's inspiring when it shouldn't be at all. It should be the opposite of that. But to me, Whiplash is almost like, it's almost like a cautionary tale of like, everyone romanticizes the idea of becoming like a great or being a, you know, the best at something, but what it actually takes to get there isn't very pretty, and it can actually be pretty ugly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think that's really cool too, because movies can romanticize things a lot. Good grief.
Yeah, dude.
It's thundering like crazy.
It's coming down.
They can romanticize like being the best at something, like sports movies do it all the time, like Creed, and you know, and that's fine. Like, it's nice to have motivational movies like that, but it's always like I don't know. I think there should be more movies about failure. Not that Whiplash is about failure at all, but there's not many movies about people who actually like fail. Normally, someone will fail in like the beginning or middle of a movie, and then at the end they'll accomplish their goal and win and happily ever after.
That's why I like Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky's a good reason, or a good example, but like, that's why I love Little Miss Sunshine so much.
Yeah. Because
it's a movie about failure, and failure is something that everyone will experience in life all the time. Mm-hmm. It's such a common thing that people deal with, but there's very little representation of it in movies that don't eventually end up with the character succeeding.
Yeah.
Like, I want more movies of characters where at the end of the movie they fail, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because failure is okay.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wish more people would like really start to go into with movies, because it's like I like having movies that I lean on, like, in certain moods. Like, when I'm sad, I watch this. When I'm happy, I watch this. And there's really not a ton of movies that you can go to that'll connect with you in terms of, like, failure. Yeah. And reaching a point in your life where you've failed at something. But that's kind of a separate topic in terms of Whiplash, but
No, that it definitely resonates with me.
it's kind of related because it's a movie about winning, but it's not glorifying it. It's almost like a negative take on winning.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the like when you think to sports movies and all the training montages, like they're all like, "Fuck yeah, we're training."
Yeah.
In Whiplash, when he's practicing, it is painful.
Yeah.
There's no cool music.
Yeah.
He is pouring down sweat. He's bleeding all over the place, and Miles Teller's performance shows like there's no like happy moments when he's training, when he's practicing.
Yeah, they don't. That's true. Like sports montages are always so cool, and like, yeah, they're working hard, they're sweating, but
you can tell
it's never
that, like, they're exhausted,
painful or anything.
Yeah.
Like they're showing up close shots of his blisters on his hands, like bleeding, and
him
his
having
Band-Aids
fucking
coming
like
off.
mental breakdowns where he destroys his drums.
Yeah, sticking his hand in a pitcher of ice.
Yeah,
and the pitcher fills up with blood, and that's a good point too.
Yeah, it makes practicing look like hell.
Yeah. And then just the filmmaking of it too. I mean, they're like, it's so easy to not pay attention to the shots and everything because it's just like you don't want to. Like you just want to lock in on the story because it's so captivating. But when you pay attention to the shots too, they're pretty fucking ridiculous. There's one shot where it like pans around Fletcher. Like it starts you looking at his face and then it pans to where it's behind him and you see his hand like directing the class, and then you like right next to his hand goes out of focus, and then you see Neiman in the background.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a awesome shot.
Yeah, dude.
And it's something I don't even like I've never even paid attention to because that's just not where my brain goes when I watch Whiplash. I care about the characters and the story so much that I don't even pay attention to the shots. But there's so many great shots in it too.
He does a lot for like the visual storytelling. Like even when he's running in there from the wreck, he switches to like a handheld camera to make everything feel like crazy.
Yeah.
It's because he's fucking concussed and like fucked up from being hit by a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
And still like trying to run to the next place.
And they do the same thing with the first scene where Fletcher freaks out on Neiman. It's like a steady cam when it's going, and he's like, "Oh, not my tempo. It's all right." And they're doing that stuff. It's steady cam, and then once he hurls a chair at his head, it's handheld, and then he rushes over.
It's
to
so
him,
much
like,
rougher feeling. Yeah. It's in your face. He's really close to Neiman. He's really close to their faces. It just makes you feel invaded.
Yeah. Brilliant camera work. Very small things that on first watch you won't even really pick up on, but the more you watch it, and you will watch Whiplash more than once because you'll get a craving because it's like crack. Like it's an addicting movie to
your
watch.
whip's gonna be lashed.
Yeah. It's fucking perfect. It's a perfect movie. I love La La Land, but like not for a second have I ever thought La La Land was better than Whiplash.
No, I do have them both at 5s.
Yeah, they're both 5s.
Yeah, but it's a clear like Whiplash for sure.
Yeah. But side note, we were having a discussion in the Discord today, and I said that Chazelle is better than Francis Ford Coppola, and I got crucified for it. But to me, Coppola doesn't have a 5-star movie.
Yeah.
I have Godfather 1 at a 4.5, Godfather 2 at a 4, Apocalypse Now at like a 3, which will probably go up on a rewatch, but as of now, no 5 stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say like technically, I guess if you're doing like director to director, like the actual movie itself doesn't matter. It's how like everything is coordinated and shot, and you know the choices that he makes, and less like the substance of the movie, like the writing of them. Unless he wrote the movie.
Disagree.
I mean, I don't do it like that. I'm saying like I could see someone maybe with like just going off of technicality. I haven't seen all of Francis Ford Coppola's movies, so I don't know.
Because your project choices are part of what makes you a good or bad director. So
Ooh,
it's
that's
like
a good point. I never thought about that.
It's like how some people discredit directors that don't write their movies. Like Quentin Tarantino has said before, he's like, I'm a writer director. Okay, I'm a writer director.
It's totally different. Totally different.
I'm a completely different thing than David Fincher, who is just a director. He just, like, David Fincher adapts books and he gets other people to write his movies. Like, he doesn't really write anything. And to me, that doesn't matter. They're both directors, and you can compare them both. And like, it's cool that Tarantino writes all of his movies, and it gives them all like that Tarantino touch.
Yeah.
And it makes them all feel like a Tarantino movie. But it doesn't make the director that doesn't write less valuable or less important.
Yeah, no, I
because their job is to direct. And, you know, David Fincher choosing to make Fight Club was a great decision, and then he pulled it off perfectly. Even if it's not his story,
Yeah.
that was, like, he chose to make that. And then he chose to make Zodiac, and then he chose to make Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So,
Yeah.
and,
No,
you know,
you're right.
shitty directors choose to make things that aren't good. So, for me, like, I have 2 5 stars from Chazelle and 2 4 stars. Well, I need to rewatch Babylon and get like a clear picture on.
I was gonna say I feel like Babylon's gonna probably go down.
Yeah, I was excited about it when it first came out because it was so much fun and it was so unique, but I haven't watched it since, and I
haven't
worry.
really wanted to.
I worry that it'll go down if I rewatch it.
Yeah.
Well, not go down because I already moved it down to a 4, so I think it'll probably stay there. But
Are we still missing a Damon movie that we have to watch?
there's a low budget movie he made in like 2010 that we can watch, but not like anything theatrical.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways, I have never seen a Coppola movie better than Whiplash or La La Land. So that's just my thoughts on it. Like,
Yeah.
Coppola's he's known as a legend in the film community, and some people think he's like one of the best. And his movies just don't really connect with me. And I don't like Dracula much at all. I think and to be fair, he did great with his directing of Dracula. Like what you were saying, separating the direction with like the story and
With the substance
stuff
of
that was
it,
kind of
yeah.
already there before he signed on. To your point there, like, he directed it really well, but the movie's just bad. And so to me, like, he made a bad movie.
Yeah.
If I'm a director and like I sign on for a piece of shit script, and I do great with the camera work and the directing, but it's still a piece of shit. I made a bad movie. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who wrote it or not. It's bad.
Yeah.
And same way if there's a great script and I'm like, wow, that's a great script. Can I direct this? And then I do a great job. It's like, I chose to direct this thing because I thought it would be good. So
Yeah.
I deserve credit for that.
No, I
you know?
see what you're saying. I didn't think about it like that. I definitely take how much I like a movie into consideration when I'm comparing directors, because I was immediately on board with Damien being better than Francis Ford. Mm-hmm. Because I could be just a pea-brained caveman, but I do not like Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
I think that movie is boring as shit. And like,
One of the most overrated endings ever.
yeah, he basically has Godfather 1 and 2, and then Damien has First Man, Whiplash, La La Land, and Babylon. Mm-hmm. Which, even if you take Babylon out of the picture, that's still 3-2.
Yeah.
Scoreboard, math doesn't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, when I think about like comparing filmographies, I'm not really thinking about how well they directed it. I'm just thinking about the end product of the movie.
Yeah,
And some
some
people
people
will
that might
make a good
sound
movie
weird.
that's great not because of their direction. It's just a great movie because of like the script.
yeah,
We try to like something like Moneyball. Like, I don't really recall the direction of Moneyball very much. I don't even really know who directed it. But that movie's great because of Aaron Sorkin's script. That doesn't change anything, though. Like, that director still gets credit for directing Moneyball.
good lord,
What are you doing?
thunder. I was looking at other Francis Ford Coppola movies to see if I had seen anything, but
He really hasn't made much.
wait a second. Oh my god.
What, the freshman?
No.
Oh,
He directed Jack.
yeah.
I've seen Jack.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, Damien. Circling back to the old Damien argument, he's got it, dude.
The Shaz. Yeah, he's fucking got it. Yeah. To me, that's not even a discussion. I much prefer Chazelle, but
I got like intimidated for a second when I saw like how much he had directed, and then I saw
Yeah.
Jack, and I was like, nope, it's
Yeah.
over. Game over,
Yeah.
dude.
Game over,
The
man.
ace in the hole was exposed.
Yeah, but Whiplash is fucking amazing. It's in my top like 15 of all time. Gets better every time I watch it.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. And then my next one up was White Nights, which is a 1959 Russian movie based on a Fyodor Dostoevsky book I read. And it was pretty good.
Say that again?
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky.
Yeah.
He did like iRobot and stuff, right?
No. That's Isaac Asimov.
Oh. Did he write anything that I know?
Crime and Punishment.
Oh, yeah. I've
And
heard of Crime
The
and
Idiot.
Punishment. Yeah.
You should read that. So he wrote it about you.
Dude, yeah, I was there. I was there.
It's a biography.
Yeah, it's all real life events.
But yeah, I read White Nights. It's a short story, and I just looked up like to see if there was any adaptations of it, and there was a Russian adaptation. So I read that, or I watched that, and like it was pretty cool. There was some stuff they like added that was pretty interesting that wasn't in the book, and I liked that. I did think it dragged a little bit because it's a short story, and they tried to make it like a feature-length movie, so it felt like it kind of ran on a little too long. But the shots in it were actually really impressive.
Really?
Yeah, there were some really, really fucking cool shots, and they did a great job. Like the book is set in this like town where there's no one in it. I think at this time in history, like complete towns would like leave for vacation at the same time.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe it's fiction and like that's a made up thing. But regardless, it takes place in a city where no one's there but like these two people, and they did a good job. Like
It's like the Holdovers.
They did a good job like building a set and finding locations that kind of made it feel like that. So yeah, I recommend, like, if you've read the book and you want to see an adaptation, I think it's pretty solid. So I gave it a 3.5. I enjoyed it, but it's not like everybody go watch this thing, because the story is like, it's not the most revolutionary thing. But
that does kind of make me mad a little bit that like there are a lot of great short stories out there, and people will adapt them to feature-length movies, and it's like you can make a short film.
yeah, it would have been a
short film
really
for
great.
a short story.
It should have been like 40 minutes probably.
Yeah,
And it's like an hour 25. So
there's a lot of stuff like that like you could have had something really cool here, but you tried to
violent
milk
nature.
it. Yeah, you try to milk it out for so long.
Yeah, it no longer becomes. It worked because it was a short story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then next up was Batman '89
Yep.
in theaters.
You are a vicious bastard. I'm glad you're dead.
So there's a
Dude.
theater nearby that serves food, and they were showing the old Batman movies. So I just wanted to go check it out. I got some nachos. So fucking what? Lock me up. And we watched Batman '89. And it's a movie that I have been pretty well known to not love, because I love Batman as a character. And my favorite movies ever are the Batman and the Dark Knight trilogy. So I'm very emotionally attached to those movies. And the Burton movies, and the other two for that matter, but... Dude, that's so fun. People are going to hear this, like, on the recording. Yeah, they're going to hear that shit.
They can hear me scratch my beard. They're definitely going to hear
Yeah.
a fucking gong going on.
Yeah.
Outside, dude.
They're going to hear Gotham outside.
Yeah. It could add to the ambiance, dude. We should have
could.
done a horror episode.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Well, Spooky Scoop starts next week.
Ooh, I got a list of some movies.
Hell
Don't
yeah.
let me get too off track, but
Yeah.
like, I want to try and hit those.
Okay. I've been pretty outspoken about not loving the Burton movies, and I wanted to see it in theaters to see if that changed at all. Seeing it in theaters for the first time, and I don't know if seeing it in theaters changed it much. Maybe it did, but I think I'm pretty clear now about like why I feel the way I feel about the Burton movies. And I probably will watch Returns soon, just because I just watched this one and I don't remember Returns great, so see if it's,
I want to check that out with you too. See if
Okay.
Catwoman's actually top 3 Batman villain.
you don't need to watch it to know that.
I do want to
But
watch it though.
basically, my thoughts on Batman, I'll start with the positives, is I think Tim Burton directed the shit out of it. I think he did a great job directing it. They built so many miniature sets. The big shots of Gotham are beautiful. All the sets they built, it looks like Gotham, and it's definitely second best behind Reeves. It is a much better Gotham than Nolan.
Yeah.
Even though I love Nolan's movies more, this Gotham is shit. And Tim Burton's Gotham is amazing.
Yeah, Nolan only really had what they call them, the Narrows.
Yeah, and like Batman Begins, there's a couple scenes where it feels like Gotham.
That's
That's it. The other ones are just Chicago and Pittsburgh. But the Gotham is amazing. Danny Elfman's score is amazing. And I actually think Michael Keaton's suit is pretty damn good.
It is.
I think it's a pretty awesome suit.
They went with like the cape over the shoulders, like look.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, there's some shots that are just like, holy fuck. Like towards the end when he's in the Batwing and he eclipses the moon.
Oh my god, dude!
Like just right out of comic books, like to screen. That shot is gorgeous. And they get a lot right visually. I think like visually and audibly, it's pretty fantastic. Like I said, the score and visually, I just really think it's beautiful to look at. But my problems come in with the writing. I think the script's actually pretty awful. And I think when you watch the Nolan movies or the Reeves movie, there's so much depth with the characters and there's so much like emotional and psychological depth going on. Very complex ideas being explored. Like in the Batman, Bruce and Batman is wrestling with the idea of him being the one who created like this, him inspiring people to do bad, to do harm, and like, it opens up that old question of like, does Batman create Joker, and
Yeah.
is it the chicken or the egg, and like, did Batman become Batman to stop people like Joker, or did Joker become inspired to become himself because of Batman? And it's like, so that opens up that can of worms. And then there's a bunch of stuff with Batman and Joker in The Dark Knight, and Joker telling him he's not crazy, and like he tries to show people's true colors. And and Batman Begins, you've got like Ra's al Ghul and Batman both wanting the same thing but just going about it differently.
Yeah.
And Batman not wanting to kill. It's all like there's always something very interesting they're exploring, and Batman 89 doesn't have it. Batman 89 is, first of all, Batman kills people. Yuck.
Yep.
Bad news. He has a machine gun on the Batmobile. He fires machine gun bullets at people.
Doesn't he have a machine gun on BBS?
Yeah, that's a flaw. That's bad. And he also uses a grenade to explode a building full of men.
That was so funny, dude.
It
The
is hilarious.
mechanical arm coming out and just dropping it
Yeah.
was so funny.
Because
dude.
that scene is like him, they do this dramatic entrance of him riding in on the Batmobile to this chemical plant. That's
Yeah.
where it is, right? The chemical
Yeah.
plant. And then, so it's this big, long sequence of him driving into the chemical plant. Then he just drops a grenade and then drives out and leaves and,
like,
it
the little
kills
thump
everyone.
that it makes when
Yeah.
it falls like on the ground.
Yeah, no big
Oh my
action
God.
sequence where he gets out and kicks ass or anything. Just drops a grenade and leaves.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny. But the whole movie is Joker being mad that Batman is like stealing his publicity, and all the newspapers and on the TV everyone's talking about Batman, and he wants everyone talking about him, so he gets mad, and it's just him being crazy, being Joker, going and killing people, and then Batman trying to stop him. And Tim Burton, for some reason, added in the element of Joker being the one that killed his parents, which is so stupid. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's so dumb. And I think it was Tim Burton seeing the issues that I have. Like, seeing, like, man, there's not really, like, a ton going on here that, like, connects these two characters in an interesting way at all. So he tried to, like, put something in on his own, and he just happened to put something in that's dumb. But I think I know why. Like, I think I know why he was doing it, which I can respect, but Tim Burton did admit to have never having read Batman comics before. I think that kind of shows, because it doesn't feel like someone that like loves the character of Batman. It seems like someone knew the basics, like, okay, he's rich, he has a butler named Alfred, and he fights Joker, and then just makes it look as cool as possible. Like he did do that. It does look awesome. But in terms of like the core of who Batman is, there's not a lot interesting happening on either side with his Bruce or his Batman. And I do like Jack Nicholson's Joker a lot. He's really fun and he's really entertaining. And I do like how the movie balances the gothic, dark side of Batman with like the goofy, campy side. Mm-hmm. Because the Adam West Batman is full camp. That's all people knew of Batman at the time. That's the only depiction they had. And Tim Burton's movies are like, were at the time considered pretty dark, but he still fits in like Joker's 5-foot-long gun. Yeah. And his gun that shoots out a little banner that says bang. Yeah. And his flower acid thing in his shirt pocket. Mm-hmm. And his Joker shooting an infomercial for Joker Toxin. Yeah. Like, and that's I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like that. Like, I like that it is still embracing like the goofiness that is Batman. And I think it balances it pretty well, and it has a pretty solid tone throughout. I don't think that Vicky Vale and Knox were necessary at all. I think they just kind of slowed the movie down. And it should have probably just been more Batman and Joker, and rewrite the script and try to find something interesting, like an interesting story to tell, mm-hmm. and not just Batman and Joker.
I mean, they kind of had it set up almost to be the same as the Batman a little bit, with like the change to Joker having killed his parents and creating Batman, and Batman in turn creating Joker, and this like creation of good and evil, which one came first kind of situation. Mm-hmm. You could have probably set something like that up, but did watching it in theaters increase the score at all for you?
It did a little bit, because on my Letterboxd I had it at a 3, and I have it at a 3.5 now, so I bumped it up a little bit. But it's a fun movie to watch, and I don't know if you remember when I talked about watching Batman Forever, and it felt like I was stepping into like an alternate dimension where Val Kilmer played Batman. And it sounds kind of dumb, because like he did play Batman, that everyone knows that. Yeah. But it's like, I had never seen it, and I watch so many Batman movies like on repeat. That's what I'm used to. So when you watch a different adaptation, it's like, this is so fun seeing like a new person play him. That's kind of how it felt with Batman 89. It felt like, what if Tim Burton made a 80s, 90s Batman movie? Like, it sounds like something someone would just throw out as like an idea. You're like, oh, that would have been sick.
Oh yeah.
Like if like when people were like, what if Tom Cruise played Tony Stark in the 90s? It's like, yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
of course. And Tim Burton directing a Batman movie does sound like something. Like, it sounds like something I would say, and I don't even like Tim Burton that much, but his aesthetic works really well with Batman.
Yeah.
And when you think about Batman comics and everything, and so it kind of feels like that, because I don't ever watch these movies. I don't ever watch Keaton and Burton's Batman movies. I watch Reeves and Nolan and even Snyder's more often. So it is fun seeing, like, a little 5'9", like, goofy-looking Batman, and I think Michael Keaton does his best, but he's just not a very good casting. Like, he's... Like, you watch some characters, and you're like, that guy's fucking perfect. You watch Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, you're like, God, that's a fucking casting. You watch Tony Stark, you watch Robert Pattinson, like, it just clicks, and you're like, that's fucking Batman.
That's the guy.
That's Tony Stark. No way anyone feels that way about Michael Keaton, unless you just grew up with him and you love him. Yeah. But I feel like even people like that grew up with him can admit, like, he's not a perfect Batman, and he pretty much only got the role because Tim Burton made the movie and they had just made Beetlejuice together and they were pals, and that was it. Like,
it's kind of sick.
I mean, it's cool, but it's like they could have gotten someone better. But we did dodge a bullet because apparently it's documented that if Keaton didn't get it, they wanted Bill Murray to be Batman.
Dude, we didn't dodge a bullet.
Yes, we did. I love Bill Murray, Carl, but we dodged a bullet.
We would have had.
They also wanted Eddie Murphy to play Robin.
Dude, that would have been awesome.
What the fuck were they on? What drugs were they taking, dude?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I don't watch the Tim Burton Batman movies like really that much at all. I do like them more than you do, but this viewing, like, the stars aligned. The theater we went to, for the Scoopers that don't know, was like my childhood theater that I went to for everything, and then just seeing like how like just goofy it was, and how they didn't take themselves very serious. Like, I was like taken way back. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. All the little quips that Joker did, all the weird stuff that Batman did. I was like,
it's me, Sugar Bumps.
yeah. I fucking loved it, dude. I'm going to make an effort to watch that movie more because I had so much fun, and like, I've been on this big spiral of just like going back and watching like crazy 80s movies. Mm-hmm. I'm like, make more shit like that. I think that's why, like, I liked Big Trouble in Little China way too much, way more than I was supposed to. But I did, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, the script being bad, I know it's bad. Don't care.
I mean, people love Little China.
No, I'm talking about Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Script being bad, don't give a fuck, dude.
I mean, that's all subjective. Like,
I like Batman 89 more than BVS by a good amount.
I'd say most people do.
BVS and Man of Steel.
Most people
and
probably
that's
do.
Crazy because I love Superman. But yeah, it's so much fun, dude. I love the Joker. I love all of his little quips. All the comedy works for me. The visuals are great. And I'm just so like bought into this weird, goofy world that like I stop caring that like stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And it's not even, I mean, it's not that stuff doesn't make sense. It's just a very like surface level story with like not a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean that too. Like I don't care that like they're not fleshing out or doing anything creative with like the overall narrative or the villains or Batman as a character, because I just like what's going on so much.
Yeah, it's just like a fun, nice, goofy movie to turn on that you'll have fun with. But the reason it's a 3.5 and not a 5 is because I don't like the story and I don't like what they do with the characters. Yeah. So it doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just like, that's why it's so much lower than the other Batman movies for me.
No, I get what you're saying. I think that a lot of stuff nowadays, especially with the superhero genre being as big as it is, they're like modernizing a lot. They're trying to make everything like as modern as possible. It's like sometimes like you can cut loose and just do weird, goofy stuff.
Yeah.
And I think DC's picking up on that big time with like Peacemaker.
Yeah.
That show should not exist nowadays, and I love it because of how fucking crazy it is.
Yeah.
And Guardians of the Galaxy is a great example of like just doing weird shit and it working.
Yeah.
And I love seeing stuff like that.
Yeah. It's really refreshing just getting in a time portal, going back into the 80s when people just had fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. I do like the movie, but it's not anywhere close to my favorite Batman movies.
I mean, you aren't far off. I think I'd put Batman 89 like a 4-star.
Yeah.
But I have a ton of fun with it. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's fun. And then my last thing on my watch list was Normal People.
That was the gay porn you were watching.
Yeah, it was the gay porn I was watching. This is a limited series on Hulu, and I had been wanting to watch it for a long time because everyone just talks about how good it is. It's based on a book, and
Normal people, more like naked people. Am I right? Come on.
Fucking.
Let's go, folks.
Yeah. Paul Mescal.
Is that how you say his name?
Who fucking knows?
He's so fucking cool, dude.
I want to see more of him, and he's not in a ton, so this is what brought him into the light. This is what put him on the map, and a lot of people knew him from. So I just wanted to see it, and I thought it was amazing.
Dude, have you seen him in like as a normal guy, like not like in an interview, like dressed like himself?
Yeah.
He's even hotter than he is in movies.
Yeah, and he always walks around in those like soccer shorts that are way too high, and they show his huge legs.
Yeah, dude, keep showing them to me.
Yeah, it's
He's
crazy.
got his like weird foreign haircut and his dangly earring. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, he's also tall. He's like 6'1" or 6'2" or something. So,
dude,
shout out to Paul. He's just dude. Also, I know. So, we'll be having a Scoopies later this year. At the end of the year, our second annual Scoopies.
Yep.
And we normally have an award for best scene with cum.
Yeah.
Best cum. We're gonna have to add an award for biggest penis.
You see it?
I know this didn't come out in 2024, but someone came in 2024, and it was me when I watched Paul Mescal's penis.
Oh my! You didn't call me in?
Listen. I wanted it all to myself. So
you know what? I was gonna talk shit, but that was a great example. That was a great answer, dude. You're fucking, you're on fire today, dude.
Yeah, they show us fucking Johnson, and
keep talking about it. I'm gonna do some research.
Yeah, they show everything in this show. But anyways. Yeah, so it's a limited series. It's 12 episodes, and it basically it's about two people over a period of a long time that go off and on together for various reasons. You see it?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I think he needs to see a doctor about that.
Yeah. How about cut 3 inches off and give it to me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'll take anything.
Yeah.
I'll take any little bit that falls off.
But yeah, it's about two people that, like, you can tell are meant to be together and click together, but for one reason or another, it just keeps fucking up. It just isn't. Like, it's sort of just a reflection of real life and how normal relationships work, and how, like, someone will have a girlfriend and then they'll break up, and then they'll go 3 months without talking to each other, and then they'll just start talking again and get back together, and how normal relationships aren't, like, clean, and normally it's not just you get together and then you're together for the rest of your life. Normally, that's not how it goes. You'll have fights. You'll break up, or someone will have to move for a job, and then so you break up because they're moving for a job, and you don't want to do long term, and you're like, when I move back, we'll see like where you're at, where I'm at, blah blah blah.
I got worried for a second when you said like two people are meant to be together, but like circumstances keep them from each other. Because like, I don't like long-winded like romances. Like the first example that came to my mind is like the Jim and Pam romance in The Office. That went on for like fucking ever, and it got to be where like this is annoying.
Well, yeah, and that was just that's just like the typical I like a girl that is married, or I like a girl that is or like has a fiance.
I like her, but we've been friends forever. I don't know how she sees me. Like any kind of
it's
weird
not
stuff
it's
like
not like that. These people like basically the first episode is Paul. They go to school together. Paul Mescal is a like popular. I think he plays rugby. It was hard to tell even what sport it is because it looked like soccer, but then they were using their hands. I think it was rugby. So he's like an athlete, and he has like popular friends, and everyone knows him. And his mom is a cleaner at the girl's house.
Okay.
And she's a girl from Twisters.
Oh, okay.
And so she's rich, and her mom pays Paul Mescal's mom to come clean their house. So they like the two people see each other all the time because he'll come pick up his mom from work, and like so they'll pass and they'll see each other, and like eventually they just start talking, and then they like realize that they click and they get along, but Paul doesn't want anyone to find out that he likes her because he thinks it would be embarrassing and it would be like bad for people to find out because she's like weird and she's like the girl everyone makes fun of and isn't cool and she's a loner and doesn't have any friends. So it's kind of like that typical, like, I feel like there's probably a lot of books that women read about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the fantasy of the popular guy and the nerdy,
the big
loner, quiet
player,
girl. Yeah. It kind of starts out like that, and I don't watch romance stuff. Like, that's just one genre I just don't care much to watch unless people say it's really good. Like, I've seen The Notebook because everyone talks about it.
Or unless it involves men.
Yeah, exactly. Brokeback Mountain I watch any day of the week.
Call Me By Your Name?
Yeah. So I don't have a lot to compare it to because I don't watch... Romance is just a genre I don't watch a lot of, but... so that's like how it starts. Like, they form a relationship because of that, and then like things just happen and they go off to college, and and Paul, his character Connell, is like, these characters are really complicated with like their family life, and Connell has like really bad anxiety and panic attacks, and he overthinks, and people don't always say what they mean to say, and it's such a realistic depiction of people and how people don't always say what they mean, and it can create a lot of miscommunications. And I don't want to get into spoilers or anything because I want everyone to watch it, but it's sort of hard to like talk about what the show is about without spoiling it. So
how many episodes is it?
It's 12 episodes, like 20 to 30 minutes each.
Oh, so
it's like 6 hour-long episodes.
That's manageable.
So it's really short. And it was such an easy binge. Like, I'm not good at binging stuff at all. I'm really bad at it. Like, on a good timeline for me would be an episode a day.
Yeah.
Like, if I can get an episode a day, and I'm doing good.
How long did it take you to finish that?
This took me 3 days.
Holy shit.
And that was like one of the days. I think I watched like one episode because I was watching football all day.
Yeah.
So I think I watched episodes 6 through 12 yesterday.
Holy shit.
I think I binged like the whole second half yesterday, but it's a really easy show to watch because I think you just kind of fall in love with watching the characters, and I never wanted to like turn it off or give up. Like, it was really easy to watch. And like I said, I can't say too much without spoiling it, but I'd highly recommend it. I really enjoyed watching it.
Heck yeah.
And I'm not a romance guy, so that says a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my watch list.
Hell yeah, dude.
Why are you standing up?
My ass hurts.
Do you want to switch?
No. I mean, either way.
I'm uncomfortable you just standing up like that.
Well, that's the only way I can be comfortable because my ass hurts.
Especially
so
with
fucking
shin
bad.
shorts on.
How does that make you feel?
Wow.
Yep.
You got to knock that off. So you're just going to do that the whole time?
What?
Stand there?
Just for a little bit.
I was going to offer you a pillow, but I sleep with these.
Yeah, dude.
So.
And not right now.
Do you want to run and get a pillow?
No. I wouldn't want to put my ass on any pillow. I feel bad sitting on this seat right now.
Yeah. You do shit your pants a lot.
Hey. Yeah, I do. I do.
Do you have anything on your watch list?
No.
Well, what an amateur.
Dude, I've been busy. I've had a hell week, dude.
Imagine being busy. So then our last thing to talk about is The Substance.
The Substance.
I didn't know Carl knew what The Substance was, so I didn't tell him what we were seeing, and I just said we got a movie at 7. Fucking be there.
Yeah.
And he did know what it was because he had seen the trailer, but...
Did I tell you what I thought it was?
Yeah, you did, but I forgot.
I thought we were going to go watch Blazing Saddles.
Oh.
Because someone in the Discord had said something about Blazing Saddles, about it being peak, and then you said it was at 7. And I was like, I'm going to try and see if I can figure out what it is. And, like, nothing good was out. And I was like, he's probably going to take me to watch Blazing Saddles. Watch a Mel Brooks movie. I don't think you've seen a Mel Brooks movie, have you?
No.
I was like, might be dabbling. Maybe someone talked him into it.
Yeah.
And it was a Substance. And I'm glad.
Yeah. The Substance was... I saw the trailer, like, once, and then I saw it in theaters, and then I just avoided it. After that, I avoided reviews and didn't want to know anything because it just sounded interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I did, because this could have been a movie that I didn't like. Easy. I'm very hit or miss with Cronenberg type movies, like body horror and like the newer stuff like Infinity Pool. I didn't like Infinity Pool. I didn't like Crimes of the Future. And this isn't a Cronenberg movie, but it feels like one. It feels like if Cronenberg movies were good. Is how The Substance feels to me. It feels how like Cronenberg fans probably feel watching his movies.
Yeah, I think that you can say it. Like, people will say this is very Hitchcockian.
Yeah.
Like it's Cronenbergian.
Yeah, it is. It has body horror, like really great and gross body horror that will make you yeesh.
Yeah.
Like you'll go like, ew.
Yeah.
That's fucking gross. So yeah, we don't need to go over the synopsis. You can look up the synopsis if you want, and it's pretty popular, so I feel like most people have probably seen it. But so yeah, I guess we'll get into spoilers for it. If you haven't seen it, click off. That's why we save the reviews for the end of the episode. So if you haven't seen it, then you can listen to everything before it.
Just cut it clean.
And then just cut it off early. But we'll get into spoilers for The Substance. We won't talk too long about it because I don't think I have like a ton to say, but I thought it was awesome. I gave it a 4-star. I thought that it did a great job doing what Cronenberg movies do with body horror and grossing you out, but also creating a good story and good characters that you care about.
Yeah.
And that's the part of Cronenberg movies that I always have trouble with, because Infinity Pool, don't give a fuck about anyone in that movie.
Yeah. Dude.
And why should I care about what's happening if I don't care about the characters?
Yeah, the characters are very unlikable. And Infinity Pool is another movie that, like, if there was tweaked a little bit, it could have been pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
But they jump straight into just these super unlikable characters. Like, the second they know that they can do bad stuff, they do bad stuff. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. I feel like for some reason those dark body horror or just like dark horror movies in general, that Cronenberg makes, either of them, I feel like they're like, okay, this is a dark concept, so we need dark, fucked up characters in it too. And so I don't care anymore. I don't care about the characters. Like, for example, if you make Alexander Skarsgård's character in Infinity Pool like a great character that I care for, that's a much, much better movie.
Yeah.
But I don't care about what's happening, so it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's as simple as that.
Then you have movies like The Fly, where you actually do have good characters. Like,
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis are good characters. Mm-hmm. They're not intentionally doing anything bad.
Yeah.
Like, bad shit just happens. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's his best movie is The Fly.
Yeah.
And, like, I'd say, like, my second favorite is probably Possessor. Mm-hmm. Which is his son.
Yeah.
Still. It's the Cronenberg style, the Cronenberg saga. It's, for me, it's The Fly, Possessor, and then everything else is just not good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all the other stuff, but what I have...
Videodrome is okay, but I wouldn't say it's bad. I just don't like it very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the big plus for this one is I like Demi Moore's character, and I felt like she felt very like a real person who, you know, she gets... I think what's cool about the movie is what it has to say about beauty standards and how we care about how we look because of what other people say, and not about how we actually feel. Because when the movie starts, Demi Moore has a show where she does like workouts, and you know,
like
you kinda
Jazzercise.
Yeah, you follow along at home, and you know, she's a big movie star and blah blah blah, and she looks great and she's happy and she has her show and everything, and she's leaving and she's saying bye to everybody, and then she sees an ad that basically she's getting replaced by someone younger and hotter, and then once that happens, she starts getting really insecure.
Yeah.
And she starts looking into the substance and trying to create her better self. And that only happens because of what other people, you know, are putting in her head and telling her about herself.
Yeah.
Like, she looked great, and she thought that she looked great too. But now she's self-conscious, and now she wants to change it because other people are telling her she needs to.
Yeah.
And
in her head, if you're not popular, you're not valuable.
Yeah.
Kind of ordeal.
Yeah.
But what you were saying about liking Demi Moore's character, I think they did a great job of balancing both the characters, essentially, with Margaret and Demi's characters, like, seeing both sides of, like, why they were doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I get where Margaret's coming from and what she was doing, and I also completely understand Demi Moore's character and what she was doing.
Yeah. And the main complaint I've seen with people is they're complaining that the movie's way too surface level with its commentary, and that it's like very blatantly telling you everything instead of like making it more subtle. Basically, people are complaining that there's no subtlety in the movie. And I mean, I guess I can kind of understand maybe what they're saying, but I think I just disagree. I think that there's a lot that it's doing that it's not fully like shoving down your throat. And also I just feel like there's a lot of great commentary with basically I interpret it a couple ways, but one of the ways I interpret it was Demi, once she's taken the substance, and you have both versions, Demi Moore's version is sadness, and Margaret Qualley's version is happiness. And they say you have to have both evenly. You have 7 days with this one and 7 days with this one, and as long as you maintain that schedule, everything will be fine. And you know, they always say you have to have happiness and sadness in your life, and you have to take them both in stride, and you can't have one without the other. You can't have happiness and success all the time. You have to have both, and that's how you function as a person. And people get greedy and want happiness and success all the time, and that's what Margaret Qualley was doing when her 7 days were up, and then she broke the rules and she got too much. She
took extra
She went
days.
overtime and she got greedy, and then basically her wanting success and happiness too much turned her into a monster.
Yeah.
Which is just a metaphor for everything. Like, you know, focusing too hard on your job or your career, and putting everything else on the back burner, and, you know, people who obsess over something, and it's not healthy.
Yeah.
And it's gonna, and you know, there's also probably a metaphor for like Hollywood, and how Hollywood's filled with a lot of fucked up people that are awful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all the stuff coming out nowadays with like Epstein and Weinstein and all that stuff. Like,
Oh
there's
yeah,
some
because her
awful,
boss is
awful
like a
shit.
creep, you know.
Yeah,
Dennis
exactly.
Quaid's character is a major creep. He doesn't do anything like outwardly,
Yeah,
but they portray him to be. He does a great job, by the way.
like in the script, you can't see much like too wrong with what he's saying.
Yeah.
As like the head of a company, but A, it's the way Dennis Quaid plays it, and B, the filmmaking, like, to present him in an evil way is so great.
Yeah, they
Because
make him
the
look
scene
so
with-
gross.
The scene with him eating and like showing up close shots of him and the shrimp or the crawfish or whatever he's eating.
Yeah.
And like showing sauce on his hands and just being gross, and the camera work that they do, like, it's so well directed and so well done. But I thought that there was like multiple different ways to interpret the balance between Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore. And I also thought one way that I was looking at it was an allegory for plastic surgery, and how do I phrase this? Margaret Qualley was like the hot, young, awesome version of the person, and she was getting more time, like more than she needed, more than the 7 days, and it was making her better and happier momentarily, and then she was sacrificing her older self, and her older Demi Moore self was getting uglier and uglier, because that's what happens when you get plastic surgery and you get Botox. Right then and there, it makes you look a little better, but then when you get old, you look disgusting.
Yeah.
It doesn't age well at all, and it makes you look really gross. So it's like sacrificing your older self for your current self.
And the more plastic surgery you get, the nastier you typically look too.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion, like, I don't like the way plastic surgery looks, even, you know, when it looks how it's supposed to in the current time. But like most people, you know, like, at least the people who get plastic surgery think it looks great, you know, when you get it. But no matter what you think, like, as you get older, it looks worse and worse and worse. So you're sacrificing your older body for your younger one.
Yeah.
And I thought that was definitely an allegory for that. And
I think you can also read into something that I thought of was like kind of reading into it almost as like a generational thing, because Demi Moore's character feels like this, you know, hot young new lady is taking her thunder, taking her spot, and she doesn't really have a place anymore. And then Margaret's character, you know, the youthful, the new generation, is like, she's just wasting her time anyway. She's in my way. I need to be out doing my thing, kind of, and taking what I want. It's my time now, kind of situation. And you can kind of look at that between like older and younger generations and like their kind of mindset towards each other. I feel like sometimes now, especially nowadays, with people being like, oh, you guys had it so much easier, we have it harder, and like kind of getting into a little bit political, but not. That's one way to read it. There's a lot of different interpretations of, you know, being addicted to relevancy and, you know, being in the limelight, and it's like you can't have that all the time.
yeah.
and a lot of the time it messes you up.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And I love the way it looked too. I thought that it was shot really well. They used a lot of great color with it felt like this almost like alternate dimension they were in, like this weird like fictional world because of these buildings like she worked in. All the hallways just are always so colorful, like they're either bright red or bright orange, and it sort of felt like I don't know, like kind of reminded me of how Stanley Kubrick movies like The Clockwork Orange would look, where the sets, I don't like Clockwork Orange at all, but the sets were always so bizarre. Yeah. And it would make you feel like it's not the world that you're in.
Yeah, they added color to everything, especially that bright yellow jacket she would wear too. Yeah. And she'd be walking down the street and it was like that yellow jacket just like staring right at you. Or she'd do that and she'd wear like bright red gloves, and like they were always really messing around with color. Yeah. And the outfits that the young one would wear too were always like really big, extravagant. Yeah. Well, I guess they weren't always big. Sometimes they were small.
A little too small.
Yeah, pretty small. Yeah. But they were always very vibrant, bright colors.
And I thought the body horror was great, really gross. When the first scene where Margaret Qualley comes out of her back. Yeah. Just super nasty. And then she has to stitch her up. Gross stuff. I mean, just gross stuff. She has to inject back juice into her fucking knee.
Spinal Tap, my worst nightmare. Yeah. Like, I think I'll just die before you get my spinal juice. Yeah. That's a nightmare. So every time she did that, dude, I was like, ooh.
I guess that's also another, like symbolism for all the gross, awful shit people do, like celebrities do to maintain their looks. Yeah. Like behind the scenes, like taking back juice. Someone else's back juice and putting it inside of you.
There's a guy that does like blood transfusions with young people to try and like put young blood in them to keep himself young.
I don't know if that's how if that'll work.
It does. I don't. I mean, I guess the guy looks good, but there is a guy that does that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's. I don't. Have fun. I guess I don't know. I don't feel like that would work.
I think you'll catch something, dude. I don't think that's. I think that's bad for you.
Yeah, you don't want other people's blood inside you. Yeah. But yeah, the body horror is great, and I just thought it went on a little too long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I thought like 2 hours would have been good.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I do feel like there was like a couple of sequences that could have just been like not taken out, but just shorter than what was presented.
The only part I thought wasn't necessary was literally the end. There's a part where Margaret Qualley decides to use the substance on herself and create a third version. Yeah. A third specimen. And once she creates that, it's a freak. It's a monster. Because you're never supposed to, use
you're making a copy of a copy.
Yeah, exactly. It turns into a monster. And, when it first comes out of her back, it's a POV shot. Like, you're in the monster's view. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it would have been great to end when it pans up in front of the mirror and you see the monster looking in the mirror for the first time. If you just saw it for like a quick second or two and then it cuts to black and that's the end. Yeah. I thought that would have been a good spot to end it, because everything after that, sure, it was kind of cool, like seeing it spray everyone with blood and it was gross, and I get that, but no, actually, it just felt a little unnecessary, and like I could have, like I saw where the story was going, and nothing after that point was like surprising to me, and it was kind of just like beating a dead horse at that point, like thematically.
Yeah, no, because I was originally like, I don't know, because I really liked the post, like that scene stuff, like getting to see the monster, more body horror, more gore with like all the blood and stuff. But after I reflected on it, I do agree. Like, if I'd be like, man, this is really cool, but we're gonna have to give it the axe. Like, we're gonna have to cut it back a little bit, because I do think that the movie does run on a little too long. Yeah. And there are also just sequences throughout that I think could have been shortened. Like, we got the picture. We don't need, like, a ton more to get a point across.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 2 shots of the Hollywood star was necessary.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
it's cool in theory, I guess, but it's like those shots went on for minutes.
yeah, it's really only cool with that being the start and the end. But if the end doesn't really need to be there, then the start, that doesn't need to be the start.
Yeah.
You know, you can get what you need with the establishment of just having her do the exercise videos and her hearing Dennis Quaid's character talk about how she's getting old and they don't want to renew her contract. And that could just be the start of the movie.
Yeah.
You don't need to establish, like, she's already on a TV show. We get that she's famous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you probably could have cut essentially the introduction and then a good amount of the ending. Some of the performances that Margaret does could have been a touch shorter, just like a minute here and there in like certain scenes. Mm-hmm. And I think it would have made it feel a lot thinner, a lot quicker to get through.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.
Yeah,
it's in my top 10 of the year so far.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I did not expect it to be that good. I thought it was interesting when we saw the trailer, but I didn't think it would be like...
Movies like that are normally things I watch, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't care for that too much.
Yeah.
But this one is just so well done that I really enjoyed it.
Exactly.
But last thing, we have a question from Max, because he didn't get to get his question in for our hot take episode or like our Q&A episode.
Okay.
So
let's go, Max.
Yeah, Max is a very loyal Scoopy.
We all know Max around here.
Yeah, he listens to every scoop. He's the homie. He said, are there any mainstream actors you would like to see cast as certain characters in the upcoming Harry Potter series?
I didn't even know there was an upcoming Harry Potter series.
Yeah, they're like doing a remake series, which I think is just...
Oh, yeah, I do remember you telling me that.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like that series is just so perfectly cast that no matter what you do, it'll be wrong. Like, there's some things that I think could be remade and probably should be remade and can be done better. But Harry Potter, like, I feel like they adapted those books, like, perfectly. And no one is going to be open to the idea of, like, someone being better.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you cast as Harry, it's bad. It's worse than Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
But I could try to think of a couple.
The problem is, I don't know if I know of many, like, really young actors and actresses.
Yeah, you pretty much just have to cast the teachers and Hagrid. Well, let's see. Hagrid. You need a big fuck. Dave Bautista.
I was just about to say Bautista for Hagrid.
Bautista, give him a big, like, fluffy head of hair.
Yeah.
And a big coat.
Well, he might look weird if you give him a bunch of hair, dude. He
Not-
looks weird
not if
with
it's
a
a
damn
bunch of
buzz
hair.
cut.
He looks weird with a buzz cut. But if he's covered in hair, I think he'd look fine.
Vin Diesel. Or sorry, Mark Sinclair.
He could be someone.
I think he could be Hagrid. You don't actually have to be big to play Hagrid. That guy isn't fucking giant.
That's true. That's a good point. In that case, Brendan Gleeson.
Well, he was already in Harry Potter.
Do it again.
That's true. That's, yeah.
I mean, that was another
Do
universe.
it again, yeah.
Brendan Gleeson as Hagrid. That's my pick.
That works.
Then we'll go Adam Driver as Snape.
That's perfect. That's perfect. A little too perfect.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, I'm fucking.
Think of a Voldemort.
Ooh.
You just gotta imagine them without a nose. I want Ben Mendelsohn in there somewhere. Good day there, Harry Potter.
I was gonna say,
You're not casting a spell now, are you, mate?
I'd throw Barry in there, dude.
That's a good one.
But who would I put him as?
You haven't been talking to the Dementors, have you, mate? Barry. Barry could.
Tom Riddle.
He would be a good Tom Riddle. That's
Hell
a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I was about to say Cedric Diggory, but I don't think that would be true.
No, Cedric's got to
What
be
about
more
Austin
of a...
Butler? Cedric.
He could be a Cedric, more of a hero type. But Cedric's a student, so he's too old.
He's too hot.
He is too hot.
Yeah. Moaning Myrtle could be Thomas and McKenzie.
Yeah, dude. Or fucking Mia Goth. Just have her talking her annoying ass voice, dude. Harry!
James, eh?
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck
I'm
that
gonna kill
movie.
myself.
Fuck that movie, dude.
Let's go Gibby as Neville.
Whoa.
Yep.
How old is he now? 30?
He's always Gibby.
Oh, okay.
he stopped aging at 15.
Oh, God. I'm still trying to think of a Voldemort. I'm trying to think of someone who would be like... Who's got that, like...
Christian Bale.
Are you just saying that because of gore?
No. Fuck Gore.
Because he's pretty close looking to Voldemort as Gore.
I'm just picturing, like, his voice. Like him doing a Voldemort type voice. I feel like he could... Like, he's halfway there with Batman.
That's true. It would be funny if he did his actual voice, though. You don't think it's fucking distracting that Harry's walking up behind me on the set?
You're lucky you got little bitch feet, or I would have taken your shoes. I know we kind of been shitting on him recently, but Daniel Day, Voldemort.
Yeah, but he's not going to come out of retirement.
Oh, I mean, this is all theoretical.
I'm trying to think of, like, actual, like, possibilities.
I mean, none of these people are going to play these characters. It's all
you don't know.
It's all just metaphorical.
They get Keanu Reeves to do it. He's playing fucking Shadow the Hedgehog.
I do not want Keanu Reeves to play Voldemort.
Not Voldemort, but he'd probably do something in Harry Potter if you asked him. Voldemort's tough, dude.
Thing is, I'm trying to think of one of the kids, but like you said, I don't really know.
Who are you gonna cast as the back of that one guy's head? That's the real question.
That's a good question. I want Peter Dinklage in there somewhere.
Ooh, he'd be good. Dude, he could be the Chamber of Secrets guy. The guy that was a phony.
To all you phonies.
Yeah. Here's an idea. Harry Potter gets killed.
Boom.
Like halfway through the series. They recruit Rom and Beam to come kill Voldemort in a dance battle.
Carl, where do I sign?
Dude, that would be so cool.
Holy fuck.
They get all the animals from the Enchanted Forest in and just go to fucking war.
And then it's fucking Voldemort versus Ramen Bean, and then they bust out Natu Natu.
Dude, that's their finishing move.
They pregame with Natu Natu with all
does
the boys.
the,
Neville jumps in.
He does the fucking death spell.
Yeah.
They do the Natu Natu, and it bounces. That force field comes up, bounces back on him.
Beam tames the lion that he
Oh
fought
my God,
and brings the lion to fuck up Voldemort. We're entering a new dimension of fan fiction.
Dude, what we described just now is better than any of the Harry Potter movies. Anything that exists and will exist, what we just described is better.
By the way, if you guys haven't seen it, what we're referencing is RRR.
Yeah.
That the two main leads are Ramen Bean.
Yeah.
So
it's incredible, dude.
yeah, it's the best. It's the best shit.
Natu. I need to learn how to dance, dude.
That's that. No one can dance like them.
I need to be able to do something in case I
Flamenco.
find my...
That's how you would dance. If
yeah,
you
dude.
could dance.
I'd be the white guy that got schooled.
Yeah.
I showed Logan the opening scene
Yeah,
of
I'm
that
here
movie.
for the role of white dumbass.
Yeah. I showed Logan the opening scene to that movie, and like they never talk. They just rescue that kid with like they do this, and
Yeah,
then
it's fucking cinema. It's a visual medium.
Rom goes, and then Beam just fucking nods at that hand gesture, and they commit the most complex maneuver I've ever seen in my life. off of one hand gesture.
Yeah.
And it's the coolest thing ever. And she was like, that's stupid. And I was like, well, maybe you're not smart.
No wonder she doesn't like Dune.
She hasn't
She's
even.
dumb.
She won't watch it.
She's seen it.
Yeah, but I tried to make her rewatch it for Dune 2. And then I was like, well, I just remembered that you're my wife and you don't love me, so I'll just go about my day.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's all we got. Transformers 1 is out. I want to gaze upon such a thing.
Are people saying that thing's good?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I told you that. And then is Megalopolis this week? Yep. Megalopolis comes out Thursday. So we'll be watching that.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's me getting excited for Megalopolis.
There's also a movie called The Wild Robot, animated movie. I don't know if that's supposed to be good or not. But we still need to watch Beetlejuice.
Yeah, we're really slacking
This
on
weekend
Beetlejuice.
Transformers, Beetlejuice, and Megalopolis. Got a lot to hit.
Yep.
But yeah, we had quite a long episode today, but we had to make up for our delay.
Yeah, we had to give you a little extra scoop on
Little
top.
extra juice. You go to Cold Stone, you say, yeah, just 2 scoops, and they give you 3.
Yeah.
That's what we just did.
Yeah.
Gave you 3, and some little M&Ms on top.
Oh, yeah, we gave you free mixing.
Yeah. And we made sure that the ice cream doesn't melt down the side of the cone and get on your hand and make your hand sticky.
Yeah.
Because that's bad news. Because
extra
then all you
cold.
have is napkins, and if you wipe off ice cream from your hand with just a napkin, it's not enough. It's going to stay sticky.
You have to do a full cleanse.
You got to do something wet. You got to wash your hands. You got to get a wet nap.
Yeah.
That we don't have wet naps, so we just prevent the scoop from leaking.
Exactly.
That's all we do.
That's how we do it.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week on the Film Scoop.